What's up, fam? Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Tis this season. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go.
Let's go. This ain't the Black Titan. Oh, this game he stink.
Oh shit!
It's cold.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Breaking news on A2D Radio. They make tripods. They make things you can rest your phone in. Welcome in. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. We know many of us and our families deal with mental health and addiction issues. We are happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help, reach out to our guy, Rob Lutman, 856-651-8117. Fam, don't be shy, right? Don't be too big to reach out if you need help. All right, the time's today. Today, you're going to make that change. Welcome in, everybody. Greg Mlakovic, Frank Vespi, Ralph Delvecchio, Ryan Brodo, No Eating Tripodless. I'm Tom Arnone. Let's talk about it. Phillies, are they pulling you back in? Do you believe in Red October? Where do you stand there? We're going to talk about it later on in the show. Ben Simmons, it continues with Mr. Benjamin, and now reportedly wants out of here. We'll see where this goes. But he likes his Ferraris, he likes his Lamborghinis, he likes his cute cars. We talked about he likes his socks and slippers in California in the summer. So he likes certain things. So he's not going to hold out. I can tell you that right now. He can say he's going to hold out. Money talks. You ain't holding out. But we'll discuss it. Does he stay? Or is he going? NFL division rankings, records. We'll go over that as well. Ties into our main topic at hand, which is football, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, and their season predictions. Because we're right there. We're right there, boys. A week and a half away. A week and a half away to game day. You got to get jacked up every year. You know, I don't care. Like we us older guys have sat through a lot of dreck when it comes to the Eagles, but you always get excited. You always get excited. You always try to have optimism when it's Eagle season. Goes right into our poll question, brought to you by bodycheckwellness.com. You can use promo code A2D for 25% off. That's bodycheckwellness.com. Promo code A2D, 25% off at checkout. Go check out the great line of products. I think the Clarity and Focus. I know Greg's got the roller for his back, right? They work. They work.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
They're best. Best. Our poll question. We'll see where people go with this. The Philadelphia Eagles will be a playoff team in 2021. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Be great today. Hit the fucking like. Hit the subscribe. Turn your damn alerts on wherever you're watching us at. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, or Twitch. And everywhere you get your podcast, go there. Go over there, review us, 5 stars, giddy up. Let's talk about it. Comment in. Let us know. How do you feel? I know Todd. I see Todd. He's out. I only got to read his comments tonight. One of our A2D members. Only got to read it. They do not even have to read it. I agree to the poll question. You guys know this already. We talked about it a little bit last Wednesday. I'm in. They got me in. When he talks about the Eagles, like for some reason, 3.5 months ago, I was out. I was out. I was done. I was pissed. And somehow, some shape or form, they've managed to make good moves that I've enjoyed and liked. And that's pulled me in. There's going to be the elephant in the damn room. And that's Jalen Hurts, and I get it. And the other elephant's Nick Sirianni. But we didn't think we were going to have Zach Ertz here. We didn't think we were going to have 4 veteran defensive players in key positions that we thought were going to be major holes for this football team. Right, guys? We all watched this last year. I think the division is flat out garbage, and we're going to win it. We're going to win this division. Remember, like, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. You can think it. Please think it, because new coaches sometimes and new quarterbacks can have success right away. And then if they're not smart enough, some people catch up to them. Sean McVay had success early on. I love Doug Peterson. I'm a Doug junkie. Everybody knows this. But there's something about a younger coach, I think, that can relate to players a little bit better sometimes too. And I think Doug was a great players coach. But I think you got another one in here. We haven't seen J.J. Arcega-Whiteside make a play in practice, preseason, or regular season, period. Period. Nick Sirianni is supposedly a wide receiver whisperer. Right? And we see the guy go up and make a play in a preseason game. That means absolutely nothing. It means jack shit, but for him, it means something. Right? So maybe you can get a little bit more out of these guys offensively. Maybe this offense can be explosive. We don't know. I see Greg rolling his eyes because he don't believe. He don't believe. And you don't got to believe in Jalen Hurts as a franchise quarterback. They'll agree to this poll question. You don't have to, Greg. You don't have to. You can look at the rosters. Look at the roster. If they're healthy, this team can win this damn division. And I think if you don't think they can, and you're Sports Illustrated, and you got them 3 wins, or you got them 4 wins, or even 5, the only basis you have off of that is saying guys get banged up. That's all. That's the only basis you have. As constructed, they can win a shit division. And that's not drinking Kool-Aid. If they were in with Cleveland and Baltimore and Pittsburgh, of course I'm not picking them. If they're in with Kansas City, of course I'm saying no. I'm disagreeing to it. Time and place. Location. In the realtor market, in the housing market, right? I mean, their location's perfect for them. Just like the Phillies. Like I said about Bryce Harper, if Bryce Harper can have an MVP caliber season, the Phillies can be a playoff team. Simple as that. He's doing that essentially. And guess where they are? They're right in the mix. If Jalen Hurts can be good, they can win this division. Just got to be good. Doesn't have to be great. Doesn't have to be a guy you want to sign to $100 million or 140. Just has to be good. Everybody's disagreeing. I love it. Because there's a reason Vegas makes a ton of fucking money, people. There's a reason. And this is my reason, Money Pop Pockets. I'll tell Nate all day. This is my stone cold freaking no guarantee. I never used that before. Now I'm using it. Just brought it out. That's how jacked up I am right now. And listen, anytime before a season, I'm going to predict them a little bit higher than they probably are. That's just how I get going. Okay? But if you really look at it, they're good enough. They got enough goddamn talent. Nobody's talking about them. In the NFL, sometimes that's the best thing possible. Nobody thinks you have a shot. So you can go out there and just play football. Let's go, boys. Buy in. Give me some agrees tonight. I'm looking through the chat, and I'm not seeing a lot, if at all any. We're talking about a playoff team. That ain't Kool-Aid. Young Dots, listen, it ain't Kool-Aid if your quarterback can run around and make plays. It ain't Kool-Aid if your front is the best in the division. And maybe maybe a top 5 in the league. It's not me drinking a Kool-Aid to tell you that this front's a top 5 front in football. Is that Kool-Aid, guys? The numbers spoke for it last year, and they stunk. Linebacking core is better. Our corners aren't better? Cody, I see you, baby. Our corners aren't better. Before Nelson got here, I'll tell you no. And I'm not crowning him. I'm just saying he's way better than what you were going to try to put out there on me. He's a veteran that at least we know can play a little bit. As your number 2. Right, Rodney's back there, baby. Rodney's back. You see Rodney? I see you, Rod. Anthony Harris. We talk about how he takes the football away. We got some guys back there to take the football away, Ralphie. We haven't had that. Buy the fuck in, Ralph. Everybody buy in.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Our offense might average 28 a game. No, that's crazy. But there's a chance that they could be really explosive. Look at the weapons around. Look at the weapons. I'm not crowning these weapons. Devontae Smith's a Heisman Trophy winner for a goddamn reason. Zach Ertz is the best tight end in our franchise history for a reason. He can still play. Dallas Goedert's a high-round pick. And supposedly they'll be able to play. Jalen Reagor, high-round pick. Miles Sanders, high-round pick. They all got to put it together. There's enough talent on this roster to win this damn division. There is. I see you. And there's one guy I seen. So that's my rant. It felt good. Felt good to believe. Try it sometime, guys.
I'm with you, Tommy. 9-8. Lock it in.
Oh, jeez. Surprised he didn't go friggin', what would it be now? 15-2? 15 and...
Yeah.
9-8. Division champ.
Division champs. Division champs at 9-8. Okay. I got a little higher than 9-8, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all.
Ralphie, you want to go next, brother? Hurricane Ralph?
I'll go. Listen, the fan side of me wants to say agree, but reality Ralph tonight is going to go disagree. Listen, this football team.
Did he just give himself a nickname?
Yes.
Yeah, I mouthed
Correct.
it. I didn't want to step on it, but reality Ralph.
Reality
Correct.
Ralph?
Can we get that on a t-shirt, please?
Yeah.
I love the alliteration.
Thank you.
You're
listen,
a reality
I
show, is
wanna
what you
agree.
are.
It's my turn. I want to agree to the poll. I want to agree to the poll, but I got to go disagree for this year. I think the Cowboys are still a better team in this division than we are, fully healthy. Obviously, if you look down the roster, obviously their linebackers are better than us. Their running backs better than us. Their quarterback's better than us. And their wide receiver core right now is better than us. So if we're gonna go that way, I obviously last week or 2 weeks ago when we were doing, the little division outlook, I had the Eagles at like 6 or 7 wins. So that's not going to give us enough to win the division as it is. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, or take that back and say that we're going to make the playoffs. So. To the poll, I disagree. Not this year, but hopefully next year we'll make the playoffs. I don't think we make the playoffs this year.
All right, Ralphie. Mason. Mason's a new HUD member.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Yeah, we appreciate
yeah.
it. Welcome. And you can become an HUD member right up pinned in the comments, right on YouTube. Become an HUD member. Get free picks from Money Pop Podcast and Willie Vegas. So you get a double dip there, and you get 20% off of gear, 20% off all campus. We got a lot of things for you, a lot of promo codes. So make sure you're all going and becoming a member. I want to yell out some members tonight. I want to yell out some more of you. Young Dots, Keith, Sand. Okay? I see y'all. And now Mason. I haven't seen Mason around. Mason, that was my goal to get you hype. All right? Let the other guys bring you down tonight. My goal is to get you hype. My goal is 10-7, 11-6. All right, watch out, the beast in the fucking East. Come see me in the street, Dallas.
I can't grab onto 11 wins this year, Tommy.
The quarterback's got one arm, Ralphie. It's the left.
Okay.
He don't even got a right arm. Let's see him play. We don't want to talk about preseason here. He didn't take a fucking snap yet. He didn't take a snap.
Yeah, but he can also hand the ball.
Jalen took 3.
Yeah.
with less of a track record.
What's good, fellas?
What up, Nate?
Hey, Nate.
I'm good, man. Frank, you left me out, man. What the fuck? Jesus, Frank. Look at it. He looks like the puppy face. You don't even want to say nothing. Tell you, Frank.
Dude, that looks like it's
my guy
hanging off the mic, doesn't it? Doesn't Nate look like he's wearing like a turnover chain?
He does.
Yeah.
It looks like the Money Pot logo is the turnover chain.
You see the new Money Pot?
Yeah, I like that.
Shout out to my guys over in Fresh Prince Inc. in Philly here. New Money Pot shirt, celebrating the new membership, celebrating A2D Radio and Money Pot coming together. New colors. I mean, new shirt logo, man.
I love it. That dry fit.
Members 20% off, man. Members 20% off for sure.
Okay, you guys, we're just giving you things. I mean, it's unbelievable. Somebody needs to become a member tonight. Don't be a fucking fraud. All right, don't be a fraud tonight. Be a winner.
Tom goes, "Is that dry fit?"
This one's dry fit. You know that.
No, we don't mess around. We don't mess around.
No. When we order ourselves, like when we go, we're gonna get 100 shirts. I mean, I'm gonna wear.
The shirts I get are usually they're I usually go quality. I don't go dry fit. I ain't doing dry fit, but the shirts are real nice, man. For
You're
sure.
missing out, Nate. I mean, you're just missing out. You're a bigger fellow like myself. I mean, live dry, live moss, like Taco Bell says. Live dry.
Live dry.
All right, so right now I'm the only one to agree. Oh no, it does too, in a ass backwards way. Rightfully so. So we got 2 agrees, 1 disagree with Ralphie. So whoever wants to go next, do you agree?
We'll go around in the circle. I'll go, and I want to say something. I want to say something before I give my answer.
So you take a drink before?
Go Birds!
All right, so I agree to the poll as well.
Guy's still alive?
Apparently,
Good for him.
yeah. But I agree to the poll. Especially in a rebuilding year, somebody's got to win the division. So when we get to our predictions,
you don't say.
yeah. Especially on how bad this division is going to be, somebody's going to squeak out 10 wins. I know Reality Ralph has a less total win for the less win total for the Eagles.
Nate missed that one earlier.
Yeah,
Ralph gave him his own nickname, Reality Ralph.
I like that. Reality
you
Ralph.
like that?
I like that.
T-shirt coming soon, baby.
I get one.
Ralph, is
Yep.
it dry fit? Is it dry fit, Ralph?
Whatever you want.
I'll get one for sure.
but I agree to the poll. I think the culture's gonna really get this team going. So that's why I'm going with that.
3-1. Greg?
Well, let's see here. Let me guess where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna disagree.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah, or play a game of horse and take your shirt off and still lose. I mean, just Gardner Minshew puts me over the top. I'm just saying, as a playoff team. Yeah, I only have them winning 6 games. That's obviously not getting you to the playoffs. Although the offense, especially the wide receiver core, is talented on paper, they're very unproven at this level. And we naturally have an unproven quarterback as well. So I don't think that they can do enough to get to the playoffs.
That's why Vegas is great. So Greg's mushing us the other way this time.
4-1.
4-1 lead. No, 4-2.
4-2.
Oh yeah, no.
3-2. Sorry, 3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Knew it.
Come
No,
on.
you already went?
Come on, Rye. Learn how to count.
I'm sorry.
No, did you go already?
Yeah.
I'm getting his voice down too. I'm getting his voice down. Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
I'm getting it.
Bartender, I'll take another beer.
I'm practicing. I'm practicing this Noah impression I got.
Rye, you see that comment?
Can I have a lager for my buddy on the left?
I'm gonna shock somebody here. I'm gonna shock everybody. I've been down on Hurts. I've been down on this team, talking a lot of shit, and I'm going to agree. They will be a motherfucking playoff team this year. I believe that this team that locker room is stronger, a little bit stronger than I think we think. I think everything we've said that he's been doing the right thing, walking around, being the leader. I think they're going to rally behind him. I really do. And I think he's going to make enough plays to get this team over the hump, whether it's 500, whether it's a game over 500. I don't know. And I think this defense is a lot more underrated than we think too. So I think the defense is going to win for, be able to run the ball and play defense, right? That gets you into the playoffs.
In this division, it does.
Yeah, it can get you to the dance. And when you think of that, if you include Hurts as a runner, they have a pretty decent run game. So I'm actually going to agree with the poll, man.
They can lead the NFC East in rushing yards.
They
for
could.
Sure.
They
They
could.
should.
They could, because hopefully Miles gets a buck, right? He gets 1,000. Hopefully, right? And then Hurts.
Jeez, in 17 games. I hope
I
that's.
said hopefully.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen it yet in 16, so I said hopefully.
Yeah. No,
right?
you're not wrong.
And then Hurts 650, 700. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that sounds about right for him. You know,
that's what we talked about the one show, right? We had him about 30. If he threw for 3,500 and ran for say 7, right? And then if he can run for a handful plus the touchdowns as well, that really brings another addition to your running game. Plus, it opens it up. I mean, it's a lot of RPOs that go down in the National Football League when you have athletic quarterbacks, and that means as a defensive player, Nate knows this. You got to freeze for a second. Guys go freeze. Linebackers freeze. It creates space.
Yeah. So I actually, and when you look at it, and as long as they can stay healthy, this offensive line stays together. I'm praying that Brooks can stay healthy. You know, when you look at this team, it ain't bad on paper. It's actually pretty decent. The question mark has always been the quarterback, but I think they get him over the hump, man. And like I said before, I said again, I think Ertz was the biggest key, and the fact that he came out, put everything behind him, shows that he's in a good mental space. I think that shows where the culture is in that locker room. You know what I mean? I really do think that it shows that space. So
hold on, Nate. Hold on. Sorry, Greg. Hold that thought for 1 second.
What up?
All right. Everybody remember their thoughts. Philly 4 for 4. I believe is a new member here, baby.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen Philly 4 for
I
4.
haven't seen that before.
So I mean, I don't know. Like he might did it a couple of days ago, and it doesn't matter when you guys do it or when it happens.
You're in the club, you're in the club, baby.
Yeah, and if you're in the club, you get this. You know what I mean? It's well documented what you get here. And listen, you're getting picks. You guys are getting picks for $9.99 a month. So go ahead, Greg. No, he said $9
I was just going to reiterate what Nate kind of finalized on with the Zach Ertz, you know, and the ability to be a pro and to show up in camp and do things the right way. You know, I think that is huge for the offense. That's probably, I mean, let's be real. I mean, Goddard, you know, has had flashes, but he has trouble staying on the field. For the most part, Ertz has been a staple on this offense, or in this offensive room for the duration of his career. You know, so he changed his name.
Go me. Take full responsibility. But no,
I think Zach is a huge benefit to this, and especially the few snaps that you saw in the preseason. Again, just preseason, but Hurts looks to right now be comfortable throwing the ball over the middle to where our tight ends are going to be versus trying to stretch the ball outside, at least as of right now.
So what you just said is he's comfortable throwing to two of your best targets on your football team, right? And a young quarterback's best friend is always the tight end position. And they got two damn good ones here. And Nate's right. Everybody's right. It comes down to health. But if you're basing it off of that, that's almost not fair, right? So if you go in every year saying, okay, the healthiest teams are usually the ones last standing, right? Kansas City really lost in the Super Bowl because they didn't have their tackle. That's a killer.
Their offensive line was horrendous in the Super Bowl. Yeah.
So if this team can stay healthy, I don't want to hear nobody tell me disagree to this bowl. Because if this team stays healthy, they arguably have the best, in a shit division, remember this, maybe the best roster. If you really look at it, not objectively, just look at it. Nobody's got a better front than us. I don't care what Washington has. I don't care. They were in games, didn't lead the NFL in sacks. Or second, or wherever the Eagles were. Are they talented? Yes. But I think we have the edge right now on that. A little bit. I need to see more from Chase Young. The other dudes can flat out play.
Well, the thing with the Eagles, at least you can argue with the defensive front. And granted, we sucked last year as an overall team, but we were definitely top 3 as far as the defensive front. And with Washington, the argument against them is, okay, everything's on paper, right? It's a great problem to have because they arguably have 2 separate freaking tiers of great talent on their line. But we've seen what we can do with our front, and honestly, I think we all talked about this a couple weeks ago. I believe our front has gotten better since last year, at least on paper. The biggest question is, well, maybe, the Brandon Grahams, the Fletcher Coxes of the world, the Ryan Kerrigans, they're a year older now. That's like the biggest criticism you can have against our front. It's like, oh, okay, they were really good last year, but now they're 1 year older type thing. But still, I don't think, I mean, nobody's friggin' 40 here, at least the top guys. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're looking at, I know Josh Sweat's like a friggin' folk hero. He's like a friggin' legend in this town already to some people. So it's like, okay, can he improve? Can some of the guys like the Milton Williams, I know people like him, to where we could have some really good depth. And also to our defensive front, we didn't see nearly what Javon Hargrave was supposed to do. We saw like 5 weeks of it because he was hurt and then he was getting adjusted to the new scheme. So like just him alone, I know we talked about it. I have really high hopes for Javon Hargrave, big time. And if he's having a great year, well, that means Fletcher Cox is, because then they can't just center in on Fletcher. And then Brandon Graham, we know what he does. And maybe, just maybe in a contract year, Derek Barnett will put it all together, or at least more than he has in the past.
I think that's the key too, Ryan, is Cox.
Mhm.
Cox has to be a monster this year.
Yeah.
We gotta see old Cox, all pro bowl Cox this year for this front to really be in the category that you guys are putting him. It doesn't work without him.
Yeah, remember during the playoff run, Greg, Rye, and Ralphie, you remember?
We're screaming for his name every game.
Yeah, I said, I know it's tough, but I want to hear your name. I want to hear $100 million player, right? And you're a great player, a damn good one. I need to hear your name 100 times during the broadcast. Like, I need to hear another tackle by Fletcher Cox, another stuff by Fletcher Cox, another sack by Fletcher Cox. I need you to dominate on the level of Aaron Donald. You're not Aaron Donald, but I need you to dominate on that level, because when his motor is running, he's a problem. He's a problem.
I'll bring up Aaron Donald right when you said that, Tom, because granted, nobody on this planet thinks or should think he's Aaron Donald. But we hear it every week on the broadcast that the step down from Aaron Donald is Fletcher. That's what the national media always talks about. And we love Fletcher. Clearly, he's a very good player. He's a great player for us. But to your point, if you're even going to be in the same conversation of, okay, Aaron Donald's here, but Fletcher's here, well, then you need to flash that a little bit more. Because you're right, he does have times where he goes quiet a little bit. And granted, listen, he has a ton of pressure on him. He has a ton of attention on him. But it's not like, to everybody's point already, it's not like he's the only person on the line. It's not like he's a part of a line that's bottom percentile in the league. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of depth on the line. So we need him along with, like we talked about, the Grahams, who's had a great couple years, the last couple. And like I said, Javon Hargrave, because number one, you're getting paid a lot of money to be like a Fletcher Cox. Everyone, when he got signed to that money, because it came out of nowhere, everyone's like, is this guy the replacement to Fletcher? Like, is he going to eventually move Fletcher and this is the guy? So we have a lot of guys that are expected to do a lot of things, and they've shown it in the past. It's just, okay, can they do their jobs? And what's the biggest argument when you go to the defense? It's, okay, maybe sometimes the defensive line can't do what they want to do, because then they have to script for, obviously, the deficiencies of the secondary. Well, at least the starters, secondary is way better. If we get to the point, I don't even go to this because I don't predict injuries. Nobody really should. But say, for example, a couple of our starters go down, well, then it's going to be 2 tiers of hell, because the depth, I mean, Jaquette, I know he's on the practice squad, but McPherson, except for our starters, nobody's really flashing that should be an NFL player right now. Our safeties, I mean, you got Kavan, but he hasn't shown anything yet. And the linebackers are better. I mean, when's the last time, guys, to where we've heard before the year teams calling us wanting some of our linebackers? That doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, wait, you want some of our guys? Usually it's the other way around. Usually we're trying to go through the scrap heap. So I completely understand it. Like we talked about, the defense, at least on paper, has improved drastically. And when you look at offense, okay, well, can Jalen Hurts be anything better than the worst quarterback in the NFL, which we had last year? Yeah, I think he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to be bad. I don't think he's going to be great. I think he's going to be good. We know what we should expect from the wide receivers. We know what we're getting with the tight ends. That's like the most, like, we know what we're getting. And then the running backs, okay, can Miles figure it out?
Outside of Devontae Smith, what do you expect? What are we getting out of the wide receivers who haven't done anything? And even Devontae Smith hasn't done anything in the league, but at least he's got a pedigree that you can bank on, right? Well, but outside of him, what else do we have out there?
I think, and that's a great question, Greg. Just personally, to me, I think having Devontae Smith on the field with them, and also having again, assuming that Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz are fully healthy, having those 3 options would free up the capability for Jalen Reagor to do his job better, or Quez Watkins to do his job better. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether, to your point, Greg, whether or not he's actually going to do that, and Jalen's going to, Reagor, that is going to develop into anything close he was supposed to be, that's up to Jalen. Because a lot of the stuff that he went through, I don't want to say was fully under his control, but finishing routes, doing all that stuff, that was under his control.
Yeah.
Robbie Aguilar like.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, can he flash? I don't want to, everyone talks about like, oh, can somebody have a Nelson Aguilar 2017 year? Like, that's typical. But can he flash like, oh, this is why they took him over Jefferson? This is why they took him in the first round? You know what I mean? And if he can't do that, maybe Quez Watkins lives up to that. Not as a first rounder because he's picking the 6th. But the thing, going back to the poll.
Yeah, I think Quez is just a guy who can make some plays in space right now. I don't
explosiveness. I just think he's explosive.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to Jalen Reagor. Did Jalen Reagor get better? Is he a better route runner than he was the year before? Does he have a better 1-2? I'll get to Julio in one goddamn minute because I see a Julio. I fucking see you. Okay, right? But
Hey, Julio!
You know what? Screw my thought because this is bigger than my thought.
Yeah. I don't know what you're doing.
I was segueing, mate.
I know you were. I know you were.
School for this shit.
Yeah, I know. But sometimes you got to get checked.
He said he went to
I'm
school.
always going to the people. The man of the fucking people. Julio, welcome to
Julio, man.
Welcome.
Julio!
Welcome to the Deep family here. You get a lot of stuff. You become an HUD member, fam. We'll continue to drop the link in throughout the show. You listen, you get pics from our guy right below me, and Willie Vegas is dabbling.
Willie Vegas hit on Monday. Real quick, let me cut you off. We went. So we had 3 straight picks, and I had a parlay out there. Swept the straight picks again. 2 Sundays in a row, we swept the straight picks, and I didn't go out and get the broom because I didn't sweep the parlay. So went 3-1. But my guy Willie Vegas, man, came right behind me, gave a free play out on the pod on Sunday, and that thing smashed. I think it was like 3-1. So it was a good Sunday. Definitely a good Sunday.
Listen, I love it. I'm glad people are making money here. That's the goal of it. That's why we teamed up to do this and give something, right? I mean, you're gonna pay $100 a freaking week for picks, if not more. We've been down that road. Need your Monday night lock in a week because you're down a bunch of money.
The best is your whale play. So I've been getting invited to all these chats, and every chat is all the same. 130 unit whale play, and it's like today it was who went against Baltimore today? It was some high favorite. It was like -2, 300 on the line, and they're like 20 units. Like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, that's how much you need to bet to make that money, though.
Yeah, you're not putting $2,000 on a -300. It's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard, man. And it's just hilarious how people really get sucked in. What do? You go online and you see them having this dumbass lifestyle that is fake with all these wads of cash and all this other shit. Like, let's be real, man. Let's be real. Like people do live like that. I'm not knocking it. I've seen some bettors win $100,000 on parlays. Like, no bullshit. Like, I've seen you know what I mean? But I've seen it once in like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? like, and these people bet every day. So, like, let's be real. Come over to the family. If you haven't joined, hit the link. I know the link's in there like 5 or 6, 7, 8 times. Hit it again. You know what I mean? Join up. We're coming in hot on the weekend. Let's fucking go, man. Oh, yeah, this shirt is hot.
We got a full slate of college football this week. I'm sure Nate's getting ready for it.
Oh, man, you already know, man. You already know.
Love me some college football. Glad it's back.
Definitely.
It's tough. Like, with the poll, right? And what's the tally right now? It's Tom, yes. Ralph, no. Frank,
it's 4-2.
yes.
It's 4-2.
4-2.
Yep.
No, 4-2.
Nate threw a curveball in there. I got you on the 4.
Yeah, because it was 3.
My bad.
It was 3. We just been talking. Like, you know what I mean? We've been talking. But yeah, become a member, fam. It's well worth it. Not only for the pick, but for the 20% off HUD gear, all campus, and you got that Money Pop podcast shirt down there with the chain on. So go ahead, Ryan. So
what were you saying, Ryan?
I think you got to get to 10 wins to win this division. I've been kind of dead set if Dallas is healthy, right? Like I'm not predicting injuries. If everyone is reasonably healthy and there's nothing crazy, which by the way never happens. Somebody's going to get hurt on some team. Like that's so what I just said. Not possible. Something bad's going to happen.
I was going to say 9-8 sounds good.
I have us at 8-9. So I have us being in the picture right until the end. You see it every year. A team, a handful of teams. You're going into the final week, and I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe our final week is either against Dallas or Washington.
It is a home game against Dallas.
Our final 4 games are all divisional games.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing as last year, I believe. Yeah.
And the Week 18 game is a home game against Dallas, which could be a game that sums up who's going to win the division, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't have us as a playoff team. I have us right in the mix. I don't have us as a wild card team. Because I do see some drastic improvements by some NFC teams, which we'll obviously get to later. But I just want to remind everybody this. And listen, I'm not trying to say, moral victory. No, there's no participation trophy. I don't give a damn if there was the worst offseason we've seen as Eagles fans in years. I get it. We went into this season. We're going into it with limited expectations. So I don't want to be the person that says like, if we get close, guys, at least we had fun. No, screw that. I'm in it to make the playoffs. I'm in to win games. All that other stuff doesn't matter to me. But say, for example, we get to 8-9 wins. We miss out on the playoffs by a game or two. I think that's a really good start given where we were this time last year. We had 4.5 wins last year. This team had no direction, no organizational power, no organizational sustainability. If you went into it, if you pulled the fan base this time last year or at the beginning of the offseason and you said, okay, if you can guarantee that the Eagles double their wins, would you take that? Would you be happy with that? I think we would. So I have us doubling our wins, but just missing out by a game.
Listen, I hear you. Everybody's opinions when it comes to this football team are valid. Even for the disagrees, right? Like I said, my thought process is a little bit different. It's more that nobody's talking about them. It's a different team wins this division every year. It's a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of Dallas is hyped every year. I hear it every goddamn year, and something's going to happen again. All right, and that's probably going to be the guy that has a bad throwing shoulder. Okay, just like a pitcher. Just like a pitcher. If you have a bad shoulder coming into a year, that's not a good start to your year. They put quarterbacks on pitch counts before. You've heard it at practice. It's becoming a thing for quarterbacks now too. So I don't want to assume that Dak's going to be hurt. I'm just telling you, maybe there's not as much zip on the arm, right? Maybe there's just not a little as much, right? And their defense, to me, I love Micah Parsons. Greg knows it. I mean, that was maybe arguably my top guy in this draft outside of Devontae Smith. They were my 2 guys in 13. They're the 3 guys essentially that I wanted really bad, and any 3 would work. But he's not going to change their defense into a top 5 1 year. They got talent there, but they also have major question marks to me in their interior line. Major question marks to me, and that's where you fucking win defensively. That's where you win. They got question marks. Their pass rushers are good. I get it. Their linebackers are good, but if your tackles aren't good, you're in trouble. You're in trouble defensively. So, yeah, they can score 35 on you, but they might be giving up 40. Right? Everybody has question marks. This whole division does. Washington has major question marks offensively. I don't care what anybody says. They have major offensive question marks. Defensively, they're damn good. We know this. The Giants have question marks offensively, too. Their quarterback stinks. Stinks. They got a defense that played above their level last year, in my opinion. I do not believe that defense is as good as they played. Okay, we'll see though this year. I think they're solid. I don't think they're as good as they played last year. That's just my opinion. Okay, but that's how they played, so they're obviously good. And then you have us. We're the sleeper here. I don't like to use the word underdog because it's corny now. It's overplayed. All right, but we're the sleeper. We're the sleeper. That's the reason Vegas makes money. This is why. This is why everybody's going to pick Dallas to win the division, and then a team like us wins it. And people are like, where the fuck did they come from? That's the NFL, guys. For years. And yes, I'm tying in the NFL for years to tie into my argument and my case as a defense attorney to sell you on my team making the playoffs. I get it. But like Nate said, this roster is extremely talented. I don't give a shit what anybody's got to say about that. It is. Now, will they put it together and play together? I don't know. But I got to believe Nick Sirianni's going to run the football more than we saw last year. All right, play to any offensive line strengths. Offensive line-wise, we're deeper. We don't want to see injuries, but we have depth there, right? We legitimately have 2 left tackles, right? That can start. We assume Dillard can start. He's just not. Mo ought to beat him out. But even at the guard position, Isaac and Dickerson, that's pretty good. It's pretty good pieces behind it. Not a lot of teams have, right? So we can maybe get away with one guy going down for a minute, right, guys? So now there's other places we can't afford it. Corner, like Ryan said, safety, but other places we can maybe lose a guy and be able to plug it in. Right? Like if we lost Derek Barnett for 4 games, can Joshua Ryan Kerrigan could sort of make up for it, right? So I look at this.
Is he ready for the year, Kerrigan? Because when I saw him in Game 4, he still had that goddamn cast on his hand, right?
Well, you got my video right here, Mason. The start of the whole freaking 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It was 10 minutes worth of a love affair. You know what I mean? But no, I think he's good to go. I think.
He's good to go?
I think. But listen, we're going to win this goddamn division. All right, buy into it. Everybody else freaking stinks too.
Now, I agree. Look, I agree with Tommy. I mean, the rest of this division is flat out trash. Dak Prescott is always a hit away from being out for half the season or more. You know, Dallas's offensive line is not nearly what it used to be 4 or 5 years ago. And, I mean, with Washington, yeah, their defensive side of the ball is really good. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, yeah, he can throw for 400 yards. He can also throw 4 interceptions. So, as far as the Giants are concerned, I don't think Daniel Jones is an NFL quarterback.
No.
That right there. And to be honest, I think Joe Judge may be out of a job by week 8.
Careful, he might make you run suicides.
Might turn him on too.
Yeah, might get him a little excited. Might get him a little excited. You hear that, Ralph? Did you hear that story, Noah?
No, I didn't hear that. But real quick, in today's NFL, it's not a fucking 5-year rebuild. You know what I mean? And you know, rock, paper, scissor boy, yeah, he's going to be under the gun. And if he only wins 3 fucking games this year, he's probably going to be gone. So it's up to him to implement his staff, implement his program, and go out there and get it done.
You know what? That's no shot he's going after 1 year. No shot. If Sirianni is going to be gone after 1 year, you use the scapegoat of Doug Peterson and keep him around. There's no shot you go through this whole offseason,
bring him back,
go through this whole search, only to fire Sirianni after 1 year.
If he only wins 2 or 3 games, Greg, guess what?
He ain't leaving.
He's gone.
Well, we only had
gone.
No, he's
the over-under's only 6.5 anyway.
Today's NFL, Greg. In today's NFL, Greg, and with the schedule that we have now, granted, yes, I know Kansas City and Tampa Bay are on the schedule.
Why would they fire a yes man, Noah? Why would they do that? Why would they fire a yes man?
Go 2-15 and they'll show you.
You don't sign You don't sign coaches to 5-year deals just to fire them after 1 year.
I've been doing shows with you forever. And you've never had a take that bad.
I'm telling you now.
Tom, there's a couple I could think of.
Now is the time to show drastic improvement. They're going to go 9-8, and they're going to win this fucking division. There is no 5-year rebuild. I'm not saying they got to win the. I'm not saying they got to win the bowl this year, but God damn it, they better show a lot more life than they did in 2020, and I think they will. They made a lot of improvements to this football team, many of which have already been discussed.
Lord,
But the biggest thing I want to see coming out of the 2021 season is Jalen Hurts playing 17 games.
We all agree on that. Now, Lord, the gold standard is finding that QB, right? I think that's what puts teams in their gold standard, right? Now, I have a question. Does anybody believe that Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that can put your franchise in a gold standard? I'll say yes, just because I know everybody's probably going to say no, because you can build around him because he's cheap and he can make plays.
This might be a really dumb question, but define gold standards. Are we talking like dynasty type thing, like multiple Super Bowls?
We're talking about going to the playoffs every year and being a Super Bowl contender, per se. That's Jeffrey Lurie's gold standard, because his gold standard was never winning fucking Super Bowls. He won one. True. They went through a lot of NFC title games.
So sustaining relevancy, basically, unlike what last year where we were.
That entire run we had with Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb. You know what I mean? That would be the gold standard.
Yes. Because the one thing I forget what show you said it on, Tom. But the prototypical running quarterback, right? And no, he's not Lamar. He's not, all these other running quarterbacks. There's nobody. The only comparison you can make to him, and it's ridiculous, is Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson's one of the best quarterbacks in this generation, so it's not even that. But I'm just talking about the mold, right?
Russell wasn't, though. Russell wasn't, though. That's the thing that not a lot of people ever talk about. Like, he was surrounded with a top freaking 5 defense of all time that allowed him to become that guy. It allowed him to.
They gave him a supporting cast.
Philly, though? Do we have a top 5 defense that can just let Jalen go ahead and do whatever he wants?
No, but I think we –
we will next year.
We're talking about a top all-time, though, Ralph. Like, all-time defense.
I know what you're saying, Nate. It's
defense.
Disgusting, yeah.
Ralphie's going to love it. Ralphie, you're going to love this. There's a chance we have 3 first-round picks next year, right, Ralph?
Oh, absolutely.
There could be 3 defensive players taken from us off the board. If we don't win a division, like I think we're going to win a division, but if we don't, right, I think it's not going to be good. And I think Miami has a chance to stink with Tua. So I look at them as we might have a top 5 pick with them. So we might be getting one of the better defensive players on the board next year. So I look at it as like you have those assets and a ton of fucking money. A ton of money.
Yeah, and then obviously going back on Jalen's contract, it's nothing much. You know what I mean? It's not $120 million or $85 million or whatever the rookie quarterbacks get to start off their career. But like you said, Tommy, next year you might have 3 first-rounders and a buttload of money that you can spend, and you don't have to give $120 million to your quarterback.
Can that get us to the gold standard, guys?
I think as long as we continue to have, even after Lane and Kelsey, I'm talking way into the future when they move on, if we continue to have, which
next
we've done, well, yeah. Well, no, Kelsey, yes. Lane, hopefully, no. Not for a while, because they keep reducting his freaking
contract.
Keep
throwing his contract
I was going to say, I think his contract is going to be like the new friggin' Bobby Bonilla. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to keep going forever. Like, forever. It's going to keep going. They've done a really good job the last handful of years of always having, when healthy, an above-average defensive line and above-average offensive line. So if that theme continues and – like we all expect, Devontae Smith is a flat-out game changer or a really good player, and we're building around that, then yeah. Because, again, like I talked about, I don't view Jalen Hurts as a future, and, maybe this could change in 12 months, but I don't view him as a future top 5 quarterback in the league. But do I think it's realistic if he uses his weapons that he can eventually be a borderline top 15, top 10 quarterback? Yeah. So if we have a top 10, top 15 quarterback, and you have an above-average defensive line, above-average offensive line, some good enough weapons, then yeah.
That's the Baltimore Ravens, though.
Worst quarterbacks have won.
The team you just explained is the Baltimore Ravens, and they have an MVP candidate quarterback.
I would like to assume that. Again, I'm projecting this, but I would like to hope that Jalen becomes a better thrower of the football than Lamar. Eventually. Do I think it's going to happen this year? No.
I think he is already.
Okay.
I disagree.
I know you do. And that's not like
me that man's name.
That's not me crowning Jalen though. That's not what that is. That's actually the complete opposite. That's just me telling you. That's just me telling you Lamar can't throw. I don't give a shit what anybody
says. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but I think we all question Hurts' arm talent. Always have. Because there's nobody who hasn't questioned that, and that's why we're here now. That's why he was ranked 31st, 32nd, 33rd, 34th, wherever they fucking got him as the quarterback in the league. I mean, they get shit. They probably got Matt Jones over him right now. You know what I mean? So, I think it comes down to Hurts. Just like it always has for him in Alabama, in Oklahoma, now in the league. It comes down to him. Can he get it done? Can he do enough? Right? We don't need you to be a superstar. Can you do enough, manage the game, make plays when need be, and then let your players play? Put your players in position to be successful. That's all I need from him. And if he can do that, if the scheme is legit, he has the offense around him, he has the skill positions, the defense is stout enough for them to win games. Now, he'll find trouble when he faces those KCs, those elite teams where you need arm talent, where you have to throw people open, right? Not just your guy getting open. You have to throw them open, right? That's what makes these elite quarterbacks elite. And we'll see. We'll see how that plays. Can he keep pace, right? Can he keep pace when it starts to get to a shootout? Instead of using his legs, it's 3rd and 7. Can you give me that dig route, that out route that gets you a first to move the chain gang? Can you do that? That's what we need, because we know he can play. We know he can throw stats. We know he can do that. But there's certain things that you have to be able to do in the league, and that is be able to get in the pocket, step up, and make a fucking throw.
Listen, I know it's Alabama, right? It's obviously different. It's Bama, right? I mean, they're loaded. They get 5-star recruits, the best of the best every year. But it's building town around your quarterback. And I hate to say this because I don't like to agree with anything Howie Roseman ever says, but
I thought you were going to say me.
No. We do our fun to agree, disagree. And we're going to do, listen, part of being an A2D member coming soon is we're going to have a little around the horn almost where members get, can go against other members, and we're going to give a point system out, and you're going to win free gear. So we'll have topics that you agree or disagree on, and you'll have 2 members go at a time, and they got to take a different side. And then we'll vote, and then we'll give points out to each topic. We're going to have a little bit of fun with that with the members once a week moving forward. So become an HUD member and get your ass on screen and let some of us guys vote on who wins, and we'll give away gear. We'll talk to John about giving away team hats, all campus. So we'll have a bunch of fun shit for you guys coming up.
And just for the record, on record.
Sorry, real quick before I forget. I forgot. He can be Russell Wilson.
Okay.
He can be Russell Wilson.
No, he can't. No, he can't. No, stop.
You're saying that. You're saying that. Why can't he? Why can't he? He led. Listen, he's in the best conference in college football, right? And he took his team to where they were supposed to go, right? I get it. He got benched. Then guy gets hurt. He comes in, makes a big throw. So don't tell me that he can't be at that caliber level. Who the fuck is Russell Wilson? Russell Wilson's great, but he wasn't a pimp until like year 5.
Nate, can I ask you a question? Like, honestly,
sure.
Because you have them winning the division, right? And if I don't know what record you said, if I missed that.
I don't have them winning the division. I was just talking shit today.
Okay, because I was going to be like, okay, if you don't believe in them, then but okay, I got you. I
can get sucked in. My fanboy in me can get sucked in with everybody else in. It really can. But since I'm a gambler, I'm a bettor. I look at the numbers. I'm a stat guy. I could take a step out of that and use my head. I don't bet with my heart. I bet with my head. So what we've seen from Hurts, he needs time to develop. Right? He needs time to develop. He needs time to get there. He has all the pieces around him. That's where you get sucked in, because he does have all the pieces around him to be successful and to be that shocker. Like Tommy said, hey, you know what I mean? There hasn't been a two since 20. We're the last ones to do it, right? 2003,
03, 04.
Yeah, 03, 04 is since the last time that we had a back-to-back division winner. So we're going almost 2 decades since it happened. So play the numbers. It's probably not going to happen. Washington won it last year, so you got 3 left. Take a pick. And I just wanted to say before I forget this thought was when me and Tom went head to head, I won that shit every time. Just every time. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. I have video too, so make sure you go check it out.
He's the one giving the points out.
Did you guys? I want to bring this up because Jesse brought it up a couple of times. Do you guys agree with that? If you don't have a top 8 quarterback, you won't ever win a Super Bowl without a miracle.
Not true. Because Russell Wilson won a Super Bowl, he wasn't a top 8 quarterback at the time. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl, wasn't a top 8 quarterback at the time.
Trent Dilfer won a fucking Super Bowl. Of course, you don't need to be a top 8 QB. I mean,
Eli Manning did it twice.
I'm going to get that impression down. I swear to God, I'm going to get it down.
Listen, I will say, I believe it was 20.
Brad Johnson won a fucking Super Bowl.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl. Too, and that was a miracle. So, like, I will line on the miracle side. I mean, you can look at the Peyton Manning thing, right? And what was that, 2015 when they beat the Panthers?
Yeah.
Now, granted, they had a top 5 defense of all time.
Give me another beer.
But Peyton Manning was like, I mean, he couldn't throw anymore. I mean, he was like a bottom 5 quarterback.
Yep.
So I hear what you're saying, Jesse. And he just said it. You guys just mentioned 2 defense to ever step on the field. That's a miracle to me.
That's not a miracle. That's a good roster.
No, that's a well built. That's actually
draft too, right? Yeah,
that's a good job by your GM.
Yeah. So they drafted all those guys in Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam was there. Sherman was like a 6th-round pick.
Yeah.
Bobby Wagner was a. I don't think Bobby Wagner was even a 1st-rounder. I might be mistaken on that as well.
Yeah, that was just good drafting, man. They always draft well.
I mean, you look at it too. Just getting to a Super Bowl, right? Like I'll just go down the line. Obviously, the last year, Tampa Bay and Kansas City, we know those 2 quarterbacks were legit, clearly, and their teams. Tom, should I pause?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Benny, I see you, Benny.
Benny and the Jets.
Another member. Welcome, Benny. That's a 2-piece.
Benny's Nation.
Benny, welcome. Enjoy all the perks of being an A2D member. All right, my brother, we can't thank you enough. We can't thank everybody enough just for joining us tonight and listening in. Make sure you're commenting, okay? And make sure you're hitting the like and subscribe. If you got $9.99 a month and you want to triple that, you want to quadruple it, become an A2D member, win some damn money, and get discounted gear. Let's go. Rye, continue.
Jersey giveaways too, by the way.
Oh, jersey giveaways. Yep, I haven't been home in so fucking long. I forgot all about the jerseys in the studio.
Oh, I'm scared.
Keep those jerseys dry. Greg, you got to keep the jerseys dry, though. You got to make sure they're dry. They're not.
I got to go out. That means I got to go out in the fly dungeon.
Is there a lot out there?
No, I'm just trying to give you anxiety.
Yeah.
I was just saying, Tom's not coming home, then. He's staying.
I enjoyed not having them fly around my goddamn
Did you
face.
hear the pain in his voice?
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, are they out
Give
there?
me Hoff is buried under my garage. Everyone wants to know where Hoff is. He's under my garage. He's got to be. Somebody had to bury somebody under there.
Something's cursed. Something's cursed under there.
Oh, shit. I see CNN and Runnymede. What are they doing there?
Are they?
What?
For the Hoff. I got you. We're back.
I didn't know where he was going either, Tom. You're
What?
fine. Yeah. So obviously last year they had 2 legit quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Year prior, Mahomes, yes. Jimmy G, was he a top 8 quarterback that year?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
I don't even think top 15.
Jimmy's right too. You got a guy like Tannehill. I mean,
Yeah.
he may be top 15. He's top 15, top 12, but he has complements around him that allows him to play to his strength. You can win football games. I'm not telling you you're always going to win a Super Bowl, but come on. We'll see. We'll see in a week and a half because we're going to get our first taste. We're going to find out if Nick Sirianni is the smartest guy in the room for leaving camp with a healthy roster, or we're going to find out if, looks like you should have played some preseason games. We're going to find that out. We're going to find that out right away. I personally tend to agree with what he did. I want a healthy fucking roster. I don't care about preseason games. Get your work in and practice. You're a professional goddamn athlete. You shouldn't need practice games to get you ready for a real game because they're both different.
You know what it also shows me, Tom? It's
Yeah,
like
but they went 2-0 against the Jets in practice.
Oh yeah, sorry, Ralph. 4-0. I think I heard from Elliott Shore Parks 4-1.
Super Bowl, here we come.
Yeah.
I can't stand the one thing that they've been doing, and it's not just Shore Parks, but they're putting out like the stats for Jalen Hurts and like, oh, he was 11 for 16, but 5 of those he should have been sacked, but in practice you can't be sacked.
You can't sack him, yeah.
So it's like, what did the stats really mean?
Right, one was 16 for 17 with a game-winning drive in practice.
But I'm sure he got sacked like 7 times.
Yeah.
Like, but you can't be touched. So like, I don't. But the one good thing, right? And do I wish we would have seen more of the actual offense, not only just Devontae and all the guys? Yes, obviously, as a fan, obviously. But maybe, just maybe, they didn't put him in, A, because of the stomach issue, but 2, because maybe they trust in him and the offense that much. You know what I'm saying? Because like, if
I got stomach issues every night, I got it out.
You know why, Greg? Because you don't use any dipping sauces. That's why.
All this gets clogged up in there.
Yeah.
The dry ass chicken nuggets. Jesus Christ.
It's like the freaking Sahara in there.
I asked for extra batter.
Just burn it. Just burn
Extra
it.
breading.
Extra breading, serve it with some Popeyes biscuits. We're all good.
Biscuits. Yep, no butter.
Oh.
No butter.
No, butter's a favorite food group. Butter's a favorite food group.
They're probably not, dude probably went through 10 sticks of butter in a month.
Oh yeah, there's no butter in that house anymore.
There wasn't when I got here.
Relax.
Well, you know why? Because they probably knew you were coming back.
That guy's got butter in his car.
Just eating a fucking stick of butter on I-95 driving to work.
Tom, that's why the flies are out in the studio. That's where he's got his stash. He's got the freaking butter under the shed.
Yeah, there you go.
Unit. Oh, listen, Evan's right. Pound the like, people. Don't know what you're doing. Not hard to hit a button. Be great today. Help us be great. Well, we're already great, but help us grow to be even greater.
Do you guys want to get into the record predictions?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, is that okay with you, Ralph?
Yeah, I was just answering. Yeah.
Good answer, Reality Ralph. Good answer. Good answer.
Before we get there, I did want to ask you a question because we were talking about Cox not too long ago, and I had a funny conversation with somebody I used to play with on the field, football field, of course, because I let that hanging. And then he
just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah. Right.
Keep going.
Yo, is Fletch the best defensive tackle that we've seen here in an Eagles uniform?
Yes.
For longevity purposes, yes, but Jerome Brown for that short period of time was an absolute monster.
He was.
But you can't compare him because it was so short.
Yeah, and the only person I could come up with was Corey Simon.
Oh, Corey Simon was another beast.
Yeah, Corey Simon
was a beast.
Yeah, he was a good one.
Corey Simon, and while I do agree he was a monster, he was never that, and maybe that's just because of who he was, right? But he was never that highly rated guy throughout the league that Fletch has always been.
You think so? I don't know. I think Corey was a Pro Bowler here too.
No, he was definitely a Pro Bowler, but I'm saying like he wasn't a perennial guy.
No, he wasn't a guy considered top 5 in his position.
Exactly. I mean, we loved him. He was a beast here. And yeah, I'm sure he
would have
did.
been the best defensive tackle maybe that people have ever seen before that the athletic D tackle really got in the National Football League, right, Greg? I mean, he was almost today's defensive tackle, right? Where not only can he stop the run, but the guy can flat out get after the quarterback, and that swagger to go with it. His swagger in today's social media would blow up. I mean, Jerome Brown would be a folk hero with the kind of swagger he had and his ability to talk, right? And that's that Miami program that he came from, Nate, too, was a bunch of talkers and a bunch of bad boys. Yeah. And playing with Reggie, I mean, playing with the best fucking D end in NFL history. I mean, I think the guy would have blown Fletcher Cox numbers out the water. It's just unfair.
Yeah.
It's truly unfair. We miss us older guys miss seeing a guy that would have been back then a guy who'd be able to play in the league for 12 years at a high level just because his athleticism.
So as the conversation went along, so are we are we haters for on Fletch? Like, if he's the best D tackle that we've ever seen in the Eagles uniform, you know, like, are we not giving him his flowers now? Shouldn't we give him his flowers now? Like, is any work? Because I would have never paid him $100 million, right? That's just me. Like, because I don't think D tackles win you championships. That's just my opinion.
Well,
right?
I hear you.
But
I hear you.
But if he's the best
did.
D tackle we've ever had,
yes, because he's on a defense. He's on a defense as part of a Super Bowl championship too. Something this city hasn't had. So if you add, that's his ring too, right? So I know one guy don't win it for you.
For sure, it is
his ring too. And if we not taking anything away from Corey or other guys, but Greg's right, longevity wise, and his ability to play two ways, right? A lot of guys, when you talk about D tackles, are one-trick ponies. They're either going to get to the quarterback well, or they're good run stoppers. There's not many Aaron Donalds, Fletcher Cox of the world. They're coming more and more as we see the game evolve, right, guys? But there's not a ton of them guys that can beat up on double teams, right? There's not a ton of guys around the National Football League that can beat up on double teams. No disrespect to Corey Simon, he wasn't beating up on double teams like Fletcher Cox did, and I love Corey. Jerome would. So most people didn't see Jerome. Our younger generation
different though. Jerome was there. He was a hybrid, right? Like he was a complete 3-tech. He wasn't a nose guy. Like when you talk about Fletch, like Fletch can play every position on the line. Jerome was similar to that, but back in those days with that true 4-3, you had a true DN who was like 6'3", 6'4", 280, 290. Like the DNs now, a little bit, maybe even taller, 6'5", but they're lean as shit.
Slimmer. Yeah, they're
slimmer.
slimmer.
You know what I mean? They're lean as shit to get that bend. And you know, back in those days, it was pure power. So I get what you're saying with Fletch, because Fletch can play in any scheme. Doesn't matter where he's at, and he's gonna be a monster. It was just an interesting conversation, because when me and my guy talked about it, I never talked about him being the greatest or the best D tackle to wear an Eagles uniform. I never even thought of that until he said that. And then I was having trouble, I'm like, well, who? Well, obviously Jerome, but we can't count Jerome. Jerome only a couple years, obviously. And I was like, then after Corey, I was lost. Like, we've had good players, but nobody who like really stood out.
Yep.
You know,
Nate,
never that true huge impact guy. Yeah.
I think two things to answer your question. I think going back to what Tom and Greg said, I think Fletcher's up there when you talk about notoriety, right? And rankings and everything, and getting credit not only in a local standpoint, but national. Fletcher Cox, for a majority of his career, maybe not so now, but we always talk about, again, it was Aaron Donald 1, but then it was kind of Fletcher 2. And I'm not saying, and like we talked about, he's not always played up to that, but just based off of, hey, guys getting their respect, getting their rankings, all that stuff, Fletcher was always talked about in that light.
No,
and to everybody,
he did, right? Yeah, he did. He did in the beginning. He just didn't sustain as much as Donald sustained over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like in the beginning, I would agree that Fletch was that tier under. You could put his name in there. I agree with that. But as the years kind of went on, Fletch kind of tailed off, and Donald either stayed the same or he just got better.
I think I don't want to compare him to other players, right? Because it's two separate positions. But I think he's one of these players to where I don't want to call it greatness, but his flat out skill and his importance to this organization, I don't think can be realized until he's gone. Because I think we've kind of normalized how good Fletcher Cox is. Just like I think we've kind of normalized how great Jason Kelsey is and Lane Johnson is.
Right.
To where I pray to God, and they've done a good job on paper, that once they do move on, maybe not Lane Johnson, because again, Bobby Bonilla contract, he's going to be here forever. Like, we will truly have a next wave behind them to where we really won't feel the effects of, damn, I really miss Lane Johnson. I miss Fletcher Cox and all that stuff. I just think we've kind of normalized it, right? Because he was really good from the second he got here, and he does a lot of things that people don't really see. And that's taking pressure away from the defensive ends, from the other tackles. Just because every offensive lineman, their number one, I guess, I guess their goal is, where the hell is Fletcher Cox? We need to get on him, because if we don't, he's going to make our lives a living hell that day. And then the other thing, are we haters of him at times? I think there's only one hater.
I definitely am.
I think there's only one. I think
there's realism with it.
Yeah.
Realism, Ralph. Right? If a guy's getting paid $100 million, then
Reality, Ralph.
my expectations for him now go up. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how it goes in sports. Just like we talk about with Ben. Right? When you get paid.
Oh boy. You had to. Oh shit! Fucked up Noah too. You had to drop
Touchdown.
You had to drop his name.
Let's do the NFC.
Mic drop.
And then I'm gonna roll, and you guys can finish the rest. I gotta get up at 5 a.m. and get the trek back to the dirty jers, as they say. Sadly.
Nice. I gotta be at work at 5 a.m.
Give me a call.
I will. I'll make sure you're up.
This is your wake-up call. This is Hotel Bradenton. This is your wake-up call.
This is what I want to hear.
Hey, Tommy, time to wake up and get on the road.
That's pretty quick.
I've updated my win total from 9 to 14. I slept on it.
And we're going to win the Super Bowl.
Tom, do you want to lead us off with your record predictions for the East?
Yeah, 11-7 for your Philadelphia Eagles. Or sorry, 11-11. Yeah, no, 11-6.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, this whole new game gets me all out of whack. All right, 11-6 for your Philadelphia Eagles.
Get some all wet. I think you got that, Ryan. You need to record that.
I got it. It's a sounder. I got it.
Okay, good.
Do whatever you want to do. 10-7 for the Dallas Cowboys. Washington's going to go. I think Washington takes a step back. I want to say, well, not a step back, around the same. I think I'm going to say 7-10.
Okay.
And then the New York Football Giants win 5 games. You fucking stink.
I'll go real quick. I've got Cowboys 10-7, Washington 8-9, Eagles 8-9, Giants 7-10.
Real quick, everybody call me delusional. Make sure you circle back, okay? Because I'm going to tell you right now, gambling wise, some gambling free advice for you. Pound the over on the win total. Pound it. It is low. There's an extra game too. 6.5 is low.
It's very
Pound
low.
the goddamn over on the Eagles win total. I'm not telling you to pound 11 and guarantee 11. Just pound the win total over 6.5.
I do completely agree with that.
Yeah, that's it. I did the same thing. It's weird because in 2017 I thought the same thing. Not a win in the Super Bowl. I had no expectations of that. Just like pound that over. It was 6.5 then too. And I was in Vegas and I meant to play it. I was gonna put a couple fuzzles on that, and I never got around to it. Seeing the damn shit. But pound it again.
Some damn.
Boys, I love you guys. I'm gonna get the hell out of here before I say another million words. Go, do it yourself. Soak it in. Realistic, Ralph.
Safe drive, brother.
Thanks. But listen, I appreciate you. And there's nobody fucking better. There's really nobody.
I mean, I've done it a couple times myself.
No, nobody's disagreeing. You couldn't do 10 a.m. to 5:30 a.m. the next day. You couldn't do that. So don't tell me you could, mister. You stay over, right? You cut it in half, baby. I go, boom, boom, boom.
My first trip down was whoop. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I don't like the whoop, but I want to get places, right? I look at it as like, if I'm not getting on a plane, I'm getting there in one day. So I look at it. I'm on my own plane. We ain't landing. We ain't landing until we're there. Yeah, that's my little puff of chest. Best driver in South Jersey.
Your little boy may have something to say about that.
Wait for it. There goes Tom.
No, he slept. He slept on the way down 95% of the drive.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he woke up when he was hungry. Watched a little Cocoa Melon.
Damn.
Boom, back out.
Cocoa Melon. Oh, damn. Cocoa Melon.
Listen, he does dictate it, but somebody tell the baby to shut up. We got to get home.
We're flying.
Listen, keep following Nate's picks. Keep subscribing to our channel. It's not just us. We got tons of shows. If you don't like us, I guarantee you're going to like somebody. And the ones who don't like us, you're the son of a bitches who keep coming back too.
Ooh. We have breaking. We just signed Keyshawn Johnson to our practice squad.
From the booth in ESPN, or
No, the Cardinals guy.
I'd take the guy out of the booth from the ESPN rather than that guy.
Yeah, I hate to say it. There's no way. Yes.
Oh, shoo.
Shoo. I thought you were going 11-0. Shoo.
Shoo said 10-6 Russian football team. Stop it. They're not a 10-6 football team. Knock it off. Landon Collins. Knock it off.
Shoo had him going 0-6 with Hurts and then 11-0 with himself. And now he's got them 6-11 right there. Come on, Shoo. I'm in. You've been lighting up the chat, and I love it.
Ramon, let me ask you a question. Are you a Cowboys fan? Because that would be the only way that he's the only realist on the panel.
Hey.
Come on, we got Reality Ralph.
Yeah, I'm just saying, right? I'm not
a Cowboys fan. What are you doing to me?
I said it's Ramon. It's Ramon for being that dialed in to the Cowboys winning division. Because the only way he would say you're the most realist person with your picks. I'm not telling you you're not real. I'm just telling you the only way he's going to come up with you're the realist on the panel is if he smells a little star. If he has a little star on top.
Hey, maybe he's pounding the 8. Maybe he's pounding the win total 8. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's pounding
the Eagles fan.
Twinkle, little star.
I love you, Ramon. I'm just kidding. You guys know I'm just kidding, Ramon. I tease. All right, I really am going to go. See you guys.
30 minutes later, Tom's still here.
I like you guys.
Bye,
See you,
Tom.
brother.
I know, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Fuck you.
We like you too. Now get home in one piece.
No, I'll do it with my kneecap. Molly, he probably is. I mean, listen, I'm not telling you Dallas shouldn't win the division. They're just not going to. They should. They've said that a lot of years. I think I just broke the desk. All right, I'm out of here.
Oh, we're on. By the way, fam, we're on the Weather Channel. A2D's videos on the Weather Channel right now.
Oh man,
They put the ATD one on.
Yeah, we're on the Weather Channel.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, seriously, I'm not joking.
the Weather Channel.
All right. Jim Cantori reporting live.
Oh man, I missed it.
Aw.
It's all right, Frank. It happened. Don't be mad because it, or don't be.
Harrison,
don't be sad.
Don't be sad because it's Don't
Yeah.
What? Don't
Yeah,
be sad because it's
Oh,
over. Just be
Harrison
happy because it's
Township
happened.
down by you.
Yeah.
Yo, did you give this to WCAU?
I gave it to the internet, Noah. I'm a giver. I just gave it to the internet.
Sure did.
I don't know if they're using our video. I guess I gave it to them.
And we're using somebody else's video,
Yeah.
so
They put WCAU in the credit on the Weather Channel instead of
That guy's a fan. He was messaging us on Instagram.
no, I saw it.
His nickname's Ant-Man. Not even joking. A guy named Ant-Man sent us the video. Anyway, Nate, record predictions?
Ooh, 17 games. I still have Dallas winning the division. I think Dallas goes 11-6. I don't know why the Giants. I don't know why people hate on the Giants. I know Danny Dimes is trash, but it's not like there's a lot of competition in this goddamn division either.
Very true.
You know what I mean? So I actually have the Giants next at 8-9, and then I have us at I'll go. I think we hit the over, barely 7-10.
Okay.
And then I got I think Tommy's right. I think Washington is what you Italians say, fugazi. I think they go 5-12.
Jesse, is that confirmed? Not that it actually moves the needle for me, but is that confirmed, Jesse?
I don't think he goes there.
I'm checking.
I actually
I'm
think
checking as well.
Oh, no. It's a prediction. It's a prediction.
I think he's finished, to be honest with you.
Could go back to Ron Rivera where he's had success.
They already had a shot with that, right? There was talk about him going there before they got Fitzmagic, and he didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? He's already seen it before,
He's not going to go there for one reason, and I'll just say this, and we'll move on. He's not going to go there because of the COVID thing, probably.
Yeah, Ron Rivera is a big proponent of the vaccine.
Mm-hmm. So Nate, I'm sorry. So what were your 4 win totals?
Jesus Christ, I don't remember.
He had Dallas at 11. He had the Giants at 9 wins or 8 wins. He had the Eagles at 7 wins, and Washington didn't matter because they're the bringing up the rear.
Okay. Yeah, 5 and 12.
Noah.
How you doing?
Fine. How's
yeah,
go ahead. I'll just let.
What are my predictions exactly?
Yes.
Well, it's gonna be a rough year for the Giants.
Okay.
I have them going 6-11.
Okay.
I have the what the fuck football team in Washington there, or WFT, or whatever the fuck they're called. I have them going 7-10.
Okay.
I also have the Dallas Frauds. I got them going 7-10.
Oh my God.
And I got our Philadelphia Eagles going 9-8. And furthermore, I think they go 5-1 in the division this year. So outside the division, I don't see too many wins, but inside the division, I think we'll be sitting pretty. Hence, we win the division, host a home playoff game, and hey, why not? I'm going to go out on a fucking limb and say we win a home playoff game.
Oh boy.
I like
it.
it.
Hey, boys, I got to jump. I got to take this call real quick. Hey,
Okay.
man.
Oh,
Always a pleasure jumping on with you boys. Make sure Money Pop Podcast is on Sunday, 10:30. Get your shirts. Get your membership. Let's fucking go.
See you, brother.
Later, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
later, Nate.
See you, Nate.
I got
right.
Dallas 11-6. I got Washington at 8-9. I got the Giants at 7-10, and I got the Eagles at 6-11.
Okay. Jesse, he says if we start off 0-4, the stream is going to be nuts. Well, I'll just throw this in the air. Not only will this stream and all the weekly streams be nuts, but we will be doing live reaction streams to all of the Eagles games starting week 1. So they'll be even crazier. So if anybody's seen our live reactions to some Phillies games and especially the Sixers games and some Sixers choking away playoff games, well,
yeah,
that's only a brief preview of what's in store for our Eagles live streams and reaction streams. So that'll be coming in a couple weeks, obviously, fan. Frank.
All right. So for me, we'll start from the bottom.
Okay. Now
All
we're
right.
here.
So I'm gonna go.
Now we're at the top.
Now we're here.
Hey, Frank, sorry to interrupt. Boys, I got to run.
Okay.
All right, Noah.
What
See you,
is
brother.
going on? Everybody's
Yeah,
dropping.
buddy.
I hear you guys have a good week.
Yep. You
Thank
too,
you.
buddy.
You
man.
too.
We'll see you next week.
Yep. See you next
You
week.
got it.
Yep. See you next week.
See you next
See you
week.
next
Noah.
week.
See you, buddy.
See you next week. No.
See you, Noah.
See you.
The
Noah.
button.
Hitting the
It's the red button. Yep.
Yeah,
There you go.
I mean, we knew
cut
that.
him-
I mean, we knew that was coming. He
Yeah.
was falling asleep. I mean,
Yeah.
At least he
And
didn't. At least he had the decency to leave for his time.
Yeah. And he ended the stream mid sentence. You know, he got the Sopranos exit, so we're all good to go.
all right. So us 4 are locked in now. So
Yes,
we're not.
all
we're
in.
not leaving. Go ahead.
We're
Frank.
not leaving.
No. Greg, I know you have nowhere to be. Go shoot.
Okay. All right. So for me, I'm gonna start off with the
Don't
New
wanna
York
be here all
Giants.
night. Go ahead,
gonna
New York
go-
Giants at the bottom. We
New
got
York Giants at the bottom at 5-12. Then I got the Washington football team at 7-10. Then this is where it gets interesting. I got Dallas at 9-8, and the Eagles get 10-11. 7, where they will clinch the division against the Dallas Cowboys Week 18.
Well, those
Okay.
dramatics, huh?
Yes.
Dramatics. Okay.
Typical Eagles fashion in the 2010s. Win dramatically.
Ralphie.
For mine, real quick, I got Cowboys winning the division at 10-7. Washington 9-8. Eagles and Giants both finish at 7-10.
Realism, Ralph. Can I say?
But he went over. He went
Correct.
over.
He did.
Did you? What was yours, Greg? Did you go over or did you go under?
Under. He was at 6.
Yeah,
I'm at
pound that.
6 wins.
Yeah, pound that over, ladies and gentlemen. Pound it.
What would NFC North next? You want to keep with the NFC?
Yeah. Let's do
Sure,
that.
Oh, we're
sure,
doing all
reality,
divisions?
Ralph.
Holy smokes, I don't even know what all divisions are.
I sent you the forum, Greg.
Yeah, I work, bro.
So do I.
So do
I'm
I.
not talking to Ralph. Sorry, Ralph. Go ahead.
It's okay.
Go ahead, Ralph.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
You suggested the
NFC
division.
North,
Might as well go.
Packers 11-6 to win the division. Vikings 9-8. Bears 7-10, and the Lions 5-12.
Who gets more wins for the Bears?
Justin Fields.
Ooh, there you go.
I'll go right on the tails of Ralph. I've got Packers 11-6. I had the Bears if they would, do the right thing and start Justin Fields. And again, I'm not trying to say Justin Fields is Mahomes, but I am trying to say he's better than Andy Dalton when you've been good enough to get in the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 years. And I know the argument. Oh, if you're good enough to get into the playoffs with Trubisky, you should be good enough to get into the playoffs with Dalton. I say, well, shouldn't we be trying to win the most amount of games possible? I don't know. I'm not Chicago. So I had them at 10 wins. I would like to imagine, for Chicago fans' sake, that they have only a handful of weeks with Dalton before they turn it over. So I have them winning 8 games, 8-9. I have the Vikings winning 8 games. And sorry, Don, if you're out there, I have the Lions going 4-13. And may God help Jared Goff. Because I don't know who the hell he's throwing to.
The city of Detroit.
Yes, I don't know who the hell he's throwing to.
Yeah.
And if he makes
they
it past
released
week 6,
they released Perriman yesterday. They released both of their kickers yesterday as well. So they don't even have a kicker on their team yet.
I mean, if Elliott sucks again, I'll give him Elliott for free. On that freaking contract that I still don't understand.
Correct.
Frank?
All right, so I'm going to, once again, go bottom up. I'm going to go Detroit. They will have the worst record in the NFC with a 2-15 record.
Ooh, sorry, Don.
Sorry, Don. Then I got Chicago going 7-10. Minnesota, they will get one of the wild card spots. I got them at 10-7, and Green Bay 13-4.
And finally, Greg?
Yeah, I mean, I got the Packers at the top. This is an Aaron Rodgers FU year.
Yeah, I agree with that too, Greg.
I either feel like it's an FU year or we're probably going to see the NFL's version of The Last Dance.
Yeah. So I got them going. I could very well see Frank's 13-4. I got them going 12-5 though. I got the Minnesota Vikings going 9-8. The Chicago Bears going 7-10. And the Detroit Lions, going 4-13.
Once again, sorry, Don. You want to go to the South now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Greg, I think I know who you're having win the division. I think we all know who's winning the division, but you want to lead us off since it's your boy?
Yeah, so the Carolina Panthers. I'm sorry.
You might not be far off from mine.
Think about that though for a second, right? Matt Rule is an offensive guy.
Yeah.
Picked Sam Darnold over Teddy Bridgewater. So think about that for a second. You know what I mean? Not this. I'm not saying Sam Darnold's this be all end all savior, but this.
In his first draft,
what potentially was a Drek in New York, right? You know what I mean? So, I got the Tampa Bay Bucks going 12-5, 11-6. It doesn't matter; they're going to win the division. I have Jameis and the New Orleans Saints going 10-7.
Really? Okay.
I do. Carolina Panthers going 8-9, and then I have the Atlanta Falcons going 7-10.
Okay.
Ralphie?
For me, obviously, I think everybody is going to have them. But I have the Bucks winning division at 12-5. Saints at 9-8. The Falcons at 6-11, and the Panthers at 5-12.
Frank.
All right, I got the Saints at 5-12. Carolina 7-10, Atlanta 9-8, and Tampa Bay running away and getting the number 1 seed in the NFC 14-3.
And finally, and fam, chime in with your predictions if you want in the comments. We'll read them off to you. I've got the Bucks winning the division 12-5. So this is my surprise team of the NFL. I have the Panthers going 10-7.
Wow.
And this isn't like a Sam Darnold, I think he's great thing. I think if he's good, again, to a more an extreme version of the Jalen Hurts thing, I think if he's good, he clearly has a ton of weapons, way more than he had in New York. He has a better offensive line than he had in New York.
Ever.
He has a better defense than he had in New York. And he has a better coach and GM than he had in New York.
Ever.
And I do believe in that. Like, again, how many wins did they have with Teddy Bridgewater? And I don't even believe Teddy fully played all the games. I think he missed a couple.
I think 7 last year, if I'm not mistaken.
So I have them being a few wins better in an extra game. You know what I mean? I think Sam Darnold is good. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think if he uses the weapons, clearly, McCaffrey, if he stays healthy, he's very good. I think Chuba Hubbard, if he needs to play a lot, is very good. Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, very good. You know what I mean? I think they have a ton of weapons. They've improved dramatically on defense. Their secondary is pretty good. And I think Sam Darnold is good enough to get them above where they were. So I have them making the playoffs as a wild card team. So that's my surprise of the NFL. I have the Saints going 7-10, and I have the Falcons being pitiful and going 5-12. I think they're going to have to win a lot of 35, 34 games because they still can't stop anybody.
Yep.
And I like Kyle Pitts. I love Calvin Ridley.
But Calvin Ridley, it's like the debate you go in with, like in fantasy though, that now Calvin Ridley doesn't have Julio Jones sitting next to him. Yep. You know what I mean? So now Calvin Ridley is going to be the target, right? So can he be the man? Who knows?
True.
We're gonna find out.
And then finally, NFC West, gentlemen.
Yep.
Ralphie.
I have the Los Angeles Rams winning the division at 12-5. Okay. Seattle coming in second at 11-6. The Cardinals at 9-8, and the 49ers 8-9.
I'll go real quick. I have the Rams being the number 1 seed in the NFC, 13-4. I have the Seattle Seahawks going 12-5. Oh, and by the way, I have Matt Stafford being the MVP. I have the 49ers going 8-9, and I have the Cardinals being the most disappointing team in the NFC going 7-10.
All right.
Interesting.
I'll go.
Go ahead, Frank.
I'm going to start with the Arizona Cardinals at 6-11. Then the next 3 teams on the list are all going to make the playoffs. So I got the San Francisco 49ers snagging the last of the wild card spots at 10-7. Then I got the Los Angeles Rams at 12-5, and the Seattle Seahawks will win the division at 13-4.
Yeah, I got the Los Angeles Rams at 12-5. I got the Seattle Seahawks at 11-6. I got the Arizona Cardinals at 10-7. And I have the San Francisco 49ers at 7-10.
How long do you think it'll take for Trey Lance to start, everybody?
Week 4.
Yeah, I mean, if they're on pace for 7 games, I think 6 weeks maybe.
Yeah, I've got 8. I've got week 8. Frank?
I'm going to say week 6.
Okay. And then, fam, the other thing, aside from the record predictions, give us your bold predictions, not only for the Eagles, but for the NFL. We didn't do that also last week. I forgot to ask the fam for that. Then going to the AFC. Let's start in the AFC East.
All right.
I'll begin.
Okay.
I've got the Bills going 12-5. I have the Patriots going 9-8. I have the Dolphins. Listen, okay. If they get Deshaun Watson in a couple of days, I will obviously change this prediction. But I have them being disappointing. I have them having a better draft pick, equivalent to us obviously having a better draft pick for them. I have them going 7-10, and I have the Jets going 5-12.
Okay.
Which is an improvement.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. That's
surprisingly.
What is that? 4 wins better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they only won 1 game last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, anybody saying, oh, you hate the Jets? No, I have them winning by 4 games.
Yeah.
Improving by 4 games, so you're welcome.
I got also Buffalo 12-5. The Mac Jones Fighting Patriots. I got them going 10-7. The Miami Dolphins, I have sweeps at 7-10.
Yeah, sorry, sweeps.
And the New York Jets at 5-12.
I agree, Matthew. I do agree with you. But you gotta buy into the rumors now.
All right, so I'll go.
I think he does.
You think he does play for the Dolphins?
I just had an auction draft this Sunday, and I had money left over. Nobody else had money, and I completely blanked and forgot to draft Deshaun Watson. And somebody got him for $1.
Are you saying there's a chance on Monday? By the way, fam, stay tuned for Monday night. We're going to be having the 2nd annual A2D live fantasy football draft show, where we're having a real league. We're going to be doing the live draft. You tell me, Greg, that we might see you pick Deshaun Watson?
Absolutely. In late rounds, there's no doubt about it.
I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just giving a little tease. That's all. Give a little tease. Sorry, Frank.
All right, so I got the New York Jets going 4-13.
Okay.
I got the Miami Dolphins, assuming that they will get Deshaun Watson by the trade deadline. I have them going 8-9 after starting off with on pace to get one of the worst records. They make the move for Deshaun and go up to 8-9. Then I got the New England Patriots snagging one of the wild card spots at 10-7 and winning the AFC East and getting the number 2 seed in the AFC. I got the Buffalo Bills at 13-4.
Okay. For mine, real quick, Bills win the division at 13-4, just like Frank. I got the Dolphins at 9-8, the Pats at 8-9, and the Jets at 5-12.
Let's see. Bold prediction from Bill. Hey, Bill.
Hey,
he
Bill.
He says bold prediction: Rams in the Super Bowl. Brady repeated in 04-05, I believe, but not this year. I also agree with you, Bill. A little preview. I do have the Rams in the Super Bowl. Couple others. Starter Minshew. He says his bold prediction: Washington football team goes to the Super Bowl. That would be very popular, especially if Fitzpatrick is the guy there. Jesse says his bold take is the Pats win the division. And then Jesse also says Austin Eckler, 2 sleeper in fantasy. He's the Alvin Kamara in the Herbert offense. My issue with Eckler, Jesse, guy can't stay healthy. He's got to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's been consistently consistent. I know his peak is been real high.
He is a trendy name now.
Yeah, he's going like top 6.
He's going really high.
Yeah, like if he's around 13, 14, maybe, but I'm not taking him top 10. I can't. There's too many other good names for me. Next division. Okay, we'll go to the easy one. All right. Maybe it's easy. The AFC West. Ralphie?
I got the Chiefs winning that division as well at 13-4.
Go out on a limb there, big boy.
If he wasn't saying that, I'd be calling for it. I mean,
I got the Raiders in second place at 10-7, the Chargers at 9-8, and the Broncos at 7-10.
Teddy Two Glove.
I going out on a limb. I have the Chiefs as the number 1 seed in the AFC. I know, shocker. At 14-3, I have the Chargers making a big jump. I don't know. I think the over-under is, I believe, 8 in Vegas, Frank, 8 or 9.
Let me double check on that.
So while he's checking on that, I would absolutely pound the over if Justin Herbert stays healthy. I know their issue is that they've never been able to stay healthy, but I'm going to assume that they put it all together. So I'm going to say they make the playoffs with a 10-7 record, wild card, obviously. I have the Raiders doing what the Raiders do and finish 6-11. And listen, the Broncos, if they had a real quarterback, like Red Sand says, LOL, the Broncos are so slept on this year. I can't buy into Teddy or Drew Lock. I love their roster. I do. A lot of those guys, like Javonte Williams, I wanted in the draft. Jerry Jeudy, I wanted in the draft. KJ Hamler, I wanted in the draft. Some defensive guys, I wanted in the draft. But I can't buy into Teddy or Drew Lock taking them to the playoffs. So I also have them winning 6 games. Next year, if they get a real quarterback, they'll make a big jump.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Or Deshaun. I mean, I know Deshaun doesn't want to go there, but if they had either one of those two, I instantly have them as a playoff team. And if they had Rodgers, I might try and get cute and have them beat Kansas City.
Oh, he missed it. What a bum.
What are you watching?
UAB Jacksonville State.
Yeah, I'll turn it on. I've been looking at the Weather Channel too long.
I got UAB minus 16.5. He just missed the field goal. Which would have locked it up.
Frank?
Damn kickers. Seriously, kickers just ruin all gambling.
Absolutely.
I hear you.
That are bad plays. And to follow up on the over-unders, the over-under is at 9.5.
Yeah, over.
And with that, I'm going to go with my predictions for the AFC West. I got the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-12.
I thought you had them winning the friggin' division. I thought you were starting from the top.
No, I'm starting from the bottom.
Now we're here.
And now I'm going to continue. Then I got the Denver Broncos at 6-11. Then I got Justin Herbert and his fighting perverts, the Los Angeles Chargers at 10-7. And
the fighting perverts? Yeah, you can.
I mean, you had to get a
timeout for that one.
Timeout for that. Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, now it's a good.
Go ahead, Greg.
Kansas City at 13-4. The Los Angeles Chargers. I will not repeat what Frank said because I wouldn't. Maybe a timeout wouldn't be too bad. They win 11 games, so I got them going 11-6. The Denver Broncos go 7-10, and the Vegas Raiders go 6-11.
Frank, you ready? Let's try again.
Chargers at 10-7.
Okay, good, better.
And the Kansas City Chiefs get the number 1 seed, and they go 14-3.
Okay, that's better. Ralphie, kick us off with the AFC South, please.
AFC South, I got the Titans winning division at 11-6, Colts at 9-8, Jags at 5-12, and the Texans at 2-15.
Greg?
Indianapolis Colts and the fighting Carson Wentz win the division at 11 wins. 11-6.
It's gonna be Jacob Eason, Greg. It's gonna be Jacob Eason.
Tennessee Titans, even though I severely overpaid and overdrafted for Derrick Henry, go 10-7.
What did you do?
What?
What do you mean you drastically overpaid? What did you do?
Auction draft.
Oh,
I was gonna say, what?
I spent more for Derrick Henry than the guy spent for McCaffrey. That like $2, so it's not.
One stays healthy, one doesn't.
Well, that's very true.
And I'm a McCaffrey guy, but I mean, facts are facts.
And then I end up, the draft with $10 extra at the end because I overpaid for Derrick Henry and Devontae Adams, and then I kind of went into like chill mode for a little bit. Anyway, back to this. Then I have the Jacksonville Jaguars going 6-11, and everyone's favorite Houston Texans going 2-15.
I just got another emergency alert system. That's fun. Okay. Anyone else get that? Did you get that one, Greg?
No, I didn't know.
Oh, you did, Ralph? You did? Yeah.
Yep.
Reality Ralph.
Reality Ralph. Checking in. I have the Titans also winning the division at 12-5, even though now knowing Greg drafted Derrick Henry, I feel like I should be I should reassess that now. You know what I'm saying? I might need to pound the under now.
That's 2 leagues I had Derrick Henry into, so he's done.
Yeah, they're winning. They're winning 7 games. I mean, they're winning 7 games.
Shit.
Pound the under. Pound it. Assuming that reality doesn't strike them, I'm going to say they win 12 games and win the division. I mean, the Colts are like a ticking time bomb. So I feel bold saying they're going to win 10 games and finish in second place. But if they somehow put the glue on the players and they put everything together, I'm going to say, I mean, they're good enough to win 10, 11 games. So I'm going to assume everything will be fine. They won't turn into Philadelphia 2.0. So I'll say they make the playoffs. They come in second place. And please, God, we get that first round pick. The Jags, I love Trevor Lawrence. That offense is prehistoric. I don't understand anything about that offense. They have a lot of gimmick players, but then they run a prehistoric offense. I don't know. I'm not.
But we don't know. That's a new coaching regime down there.
I get it, but and I'm not trying to be like Mr. Preseason, but if that offense is anything close to what we saw in preseason, they're not. I mean, what are they doing? And also, they have the worst offensive line in the league, bar none.
Yeah, they do. It's pretty bad.
Bar none. And I wasn't saying ETN was going to be the end all be all type thing, because they do have Robinson, who's very good. And they have skill position players. Like, I do like Chenault. I obviously am a DJ Chark guy. I just think they're going to have 6-7 wins. But again, that's a big improvement than last year, because they had 1 win.
Yeah. Yep.
So again, that's a big jump. And the Texans, and I will ask you guys this. I have them at 3-14 because I do not think Deshaun Watson plays a game for them, whether or not he's traded or not. I will ask you guys, as you make your predictions or whenever you guys want to do it, who will be the Houston Texans starting quarterback this year?
Tyrod Taylor.
Who cares?
I mean, that's the right answer, Greg.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know who else is on the roster.
Davis Mills, the guy they drafted in the 3rd round from Stanford.
Or it could be
there.
Cam Newton.
True.
Oh boy. Give me Mac Jones.
Or they could pick anybody from Bishop Sycamore. So I mean, yeah.
By the way, I love how the new intro had Ralph's chair breaking. Phenomenal.
Can we play that again, Ralph? Because a lot of people were.
Go right ahead.
Fam, this is our new intro. Let us know what you think. Greg obviously loves it.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox Tyson. Oh, this game, he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's gone!
There were some classic moments. My face when everyone's going nuts when they drafted Devontae Smith.
I had too many zoom in cams. I was just going to zoom in with your face, Greg. But I'm like, no, there's a lot of people.
The glorious Frank slamming his hat against the bed.
I had to speed it up.
Frank doing a show in an overcoat, in a sports coat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
The prayer service, and then. I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad the Bassey reaction didn't make it.
No, I mean, I don't want to scare everybody at the beginning. A shirtless guy running around.
Hey,
I listen. I wouldn't if I was the person. I wouldn't put that on screen. So it's not. It's not a you thing.
Yeah. I know. No, but nobody can handle all this. So.
Oh boy. All right. So where we leave off?
The South.
Going to the AFC North.
Well, I didn't get my prediction.
Oh, go ahead.
Going to the AFC North.
All right, so I got I got the Houston Texans with the worst record in the league. I got them going 1-16. Then I got
1 win. Wow.
1 win.
I mean, I had 2, so it's not like I were far off.
1 win. Yeah, I almost had them going winless, but I feel like Houston's going to win one.
Winless for Wiggins.
Yeah, winless for somebody. I don't know. There's 7 quarterbacks projected to go in the first round in next year's draft. So
winless for Malik Willis.
Yeah, homeless for Howell. Something, I don't know. But I got the Texans going 1-16. Then I got Sunshine and Friends with the Jacksonville Jaguars going 4-13. Then I got the Indianapolis Colts at 10-7. And the Tennessee Titans going 12-5 and taking the South. And the Colts miss out on one of those wild card spots because just Carson Wentz's luck. They miss out on the wild card with a 10-7 record.
Frank, I'm going to say this again to you. You don't need to look at me when you say Tennessee Titans because Marcus Mariota is no longer there. They threw him out like a piece of garbage, all right?
Where is he right now?
He's the backup to
Oakland or the Raiders.
Listen, if they were starting Mariota, maybe I would have them finishing in second, but they're not.
What would your win total be if the Eagles had Mariota?
I mean, is he a starter?
13-4.
Yes.
I mean, I'm definitely pounding the over. I'll up it to 1 more. I'll say 9-8.
Wow.
I got to show him some respect. I can't jump off the wagon too soon.
Mariota stinks.
He's slightly above average when he needs to be.
He stinks. AFC North.
Correct.
Ralph?
I'll
go. Okay, go ahead.
I got the Browns winning at 12-5.
Wow.
Ravens at 10-7. Steelers at 8-9, and the Bengals at 6-11.
I have the Browns.
12 wins for the Browns.
Yes.
I'm right there. I've got them at 11.
I'm not saying I didn't have them at 11 either, but I was just.
It's a weird sound,
that
right?
12 that 12 burger is just. I guess maybe.
They're legit.
No, I don't disagree. I still think. I think someone said it earlier though with the extra game, right? 12 wins usually competes to only 4 losses. You know what I mean? Like, it's normally 12-4. So now 12-5 is a little bit easier because they're still losing 5 games. But I hear you. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm right there with you. I got them at 11-6. So
it is tough, Greg, because I did that with a couple teams, like with the Packers. Like I have a lot of teams at 11, and I'm like the Bills at 11. Obviously the Browns at 11. And before, that's like a great season.
Yeah.
But now the criticism is, well, damn, can you see them lose? You have it as a great team, but can you see them losing 6 games? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just a weird combination there.
No, I agree.
And also, it is weird to hear 12 wins next to the Browns. Also,
yeah.
It's been a little bit. I'm there. I'm right there with you, Ralphie. I have the Browns winning by 2 games at 11-6. I have the Ravens going 9-8. I have the Steelers also going 9-8. And I have the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I like T. Higgins. I like some weapons that they have there. I know they've slightly improved their offensive line, but I pray to God that they keep him healthy because he's one hell of a talent. And he was exciting to watch before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And again, 6 wins is not – I hate doing this with teams, but given where teams were, I have improvements for a lot of these bad teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not throwing around 1-2 wins. I have 5, 6, 7. So that's improvements for some of these guys. It's not good enough, but it's improvements.
Cleveland Browns 11-6. Baltimore Ravens 10-7. Pittsburgh Steelers 8-9. What up, Gav?
What up, Gav?
And the Cincinnati Bengals 6-11.
Yes, Gavin. By the way, fam, we will be getting into the Sixers and Ben Simmons and maybe a Greg Milakovic, Ben Simmons intervention as soon as we're done with our predictions. Because I need to have a heart-to-heart with him. It's going to be more of a yelling spree, but we'll call it a heart-to-heart. Frank?
I got the Bungles at 3-14. I think I don't even know. The Bengals missing on Penny Sewell. Good luck. And I think Joe Mixon is probably one of the most overrated running backs ever.
Yeah, he is
funny.
Oh, you draft him?
No, I didn't touch him. But every draft that I've been a part of, everyone says the same thing. I hate Joe Mixon. Like he's always that guy. You're like, oh, I'll draft Joe Mixon, and then you have him for a year, and you're like, I'm never drafting Joe Mixon ever again in my life.
He is the biggest fantasy football fraud, maybe of this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, like breaking news, everybody.
Like Darren McFadden, right? Remember Darren McFadden when he came out?
God.
I drafted him every single year.
Yep.
Run DMC. He's he was awesome in Arkansas, and then he absolutely sucked.
Darren McFadden on the Raiders. Biggest friggin' scam. So yeah, fam.
And I bought in every year.
I don't care if Mixon is there in the 12th round. I'm not touching.
I'm not touching him either. But speaking of touching, I got Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers going 9-8. Then I got the Baltimore Ravens at 11-6, and the Cleveland Browns winning division at 12-5.
If anyone was looking, I was asking God why. Just why? God, why? Frank, why? Next division.
That is all the divisions.
Oh, great. We won't have any more puns. Ricky likes it. Ricky's enjoying it.
I also got some fantasy names if you want.
No. And yes, Jesse. I know. I took him 7th last year. 7th overall.
I think Frank's got some good fantasy names.
Why are you doing this?
Because I think there's some probably good fantasy names in there.
Go ahead, Frank.
If you just give me some time to think about them.
Give me two. I thought you said you had them.
I mean, I had Herbert's Perverts. That's one of them.
This is not good for you, Greg. I'm not giving you a vote of confidence.
Can you believe it?
I'm not giving you a vote of confidence. I mean, you stuck your neck out on the line for him, and you did that. Yeah, I mean, Ricky, that's better. I mean, that's at least.
Jesus Christ!
But every year, my fantasy football team is always mother effing Ben McAdoo because it'll be demoralizing to my opponents losing to Ben McAdoo.
Jesus.
Although it's fantasy.
I know.
Yeah.
But losing to a team in honor of Ben McAdoo.
And mine every year is the anti-injury squad, even though my players always get hurt. So maybe I'll not name my team that, but I never learn. So that'll be my team name this year. Unless I get Kyle Pitts on the team, and then it'll be hashtag Pitts season. Because that's what I was before the draft. Who are your two teams in the Super Bowl, everybody? Last NFL question I have before we get into the Ben Simmons.
Bills and Packers.
Ralph, you took mine.
Oh.
So you also have Bills Packers?
I do have Bills Packers.
Who do you guys have winning it?
Packers.
Are you kidding me?
Well, mine's different. I have.
I mean,
Rams.
both you went out on a limb there.
I know. I went Rams Chiefs, and I'm going out on a limb, and I say the Chiefs.
Oh my God!
All right.
I said on Monday.
Really
I said on the Sports Sounds on Monday that the Bucks would repeat. But I'm going to go.
There you go, Bill. All right, Bill.
I'm going to go Rams versus Colts, just because this is Philadelphia, and this is what we would do. Nobody would watch the game, but the Rams would win.
Now, Ralph, I know we had the same exact results.
This is 1954 Rams versus Colts.
Yeah. And Johnny Unitas comes back from the dead.
Hey, but guys, unless Jacob Eason's the next Nick Foles, at least we get our first round pick.
Yeah.
It's going to be either 31 or 32, but hey.
Yeah.
That would be our luck too, Greg. We get a first rounder, but it's like it doesn't even freaking matter.
But it's 32
something that'll
because
backfire.
They win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, Ralph, I know we
go. UAB touchdown. Let's go.
Now, Ralph, I know we have the same exact results. Who do you have winning their respective championship games?
What do you mean?
Like in the NFC and AFC title games, who do you have them beating? Or you didn't go
The
there?
Bills beating the Chiefs. And the Packers beating the Rams.
Oh, good. I have the Packers beating the Bucks, so we're good.
I mean, Frank. I mean, he's not going out on a friggin' limb, for God's sake.
I know.
It's reality, Ralph.
I know.
I mean, I'm not going out on a limb either. I have the Rams beating the Bucks, and I have the Chiefs beating the Bills. So, I mean, I'm right there with you. Greg, who are your other two teams that you have losing in the conference title games?
Bucks and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to think about it.
Speaking of not thinking about it, I thought we were done thinking about this next thing. Right, fam? And if you have any other comments or questions regarding the NFL, we're here for you. But we got to talk about something, right? And
the only people that continue to think about it are the people that are hung up on the guy being around.
Hung up on it.
I mean,
he's sending trade requests from the freaking the swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
If you believe the media, yeah.
So let me ask you this, Greg. All right.
I disagree.
What do you
Greg.
believe is happening?
I don't believe a lot of anything is happening. I think they're just chilling in their separate spots. Do I understand and do I probably guess that there is little communication going on right now? Sure, absolutely.
So
but I don't think it's I don't think it was right now to the point of no return. No.
And if anyone, by the way, not to bury the lead, if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about the Ben Simmons thing. Okay. Because I sent in the group chat to Ralph and Frank and Andy, and I said, listen, yesterday was Eagles Day. It was all
Bucks and Browns. Ooh, Jesse, I like it.
That would be entertaining. I would like that. Yesterday was Eagles Day. It was NFL Day. It didn't need to be Ben Simmons Day. And look where he comes in. He comes out of the pool, and he's like, oh, hey, guys, remember me? This wasn't supposed to be a Ben Simmons show. This was an NFL show. We'd be off the air. We'd be done. We probably wouldn't be done, but we'd talk about other things.
Mickelson named vice captain.
Yeah, he's not good enough to play. He's fine.
No shit.
No, well, I'm just telling you. So you think the plane, the fact that they went out to Cali and they talked to him, you don't think that exists?
I don't think it didn't exist. I'm not saying it did or didn't exist. I just don't believe anything that Jason Dumbass says.
No, Jason Dumas said that Tyrese Maxey is gone.
Or Kendrick Perkins, right? You know what I mean? Like I don't live in the social media and the beat writer media, right? Like I completely agree that they just write the right shit, and they don't care whatever's actually true or not. So right? We see that.
So you think he's going to be here? Game 1, he's going to be playing.
Yeah, because I don't think we're getting what we want or what we value for him. And that's always been my thing. Like, again, it's Dame or bust, or you got to come with a package. You know what I mean? And I don't think that, we're going to get that.
Jesse, you're absolutely right.
Especially, and I don't disagree, right? Whether the rumors out there are true or not, it is out there, right? So I think it's to the point where, but he has no leverage, right? And so now, you either going to call his bluff and bring him back, or you're going to trade him and get value for him, and that might take a while.
What do you mean he doesn't have any leverage? I think the leverage is gone from the Sixers side.
No, I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He took
because
all
every
the leverage
ounce
out of the
Sixers had for the past 2 months, whenever the season was done, the Sixers had all the leverage, right? If you want them, we want the 4. We want the 4 first rounders, and we want multiple pick swaps. Okay, or an all-star type player. Now, yesterday, Ben Simmons comes out, or the reports come out and says that he's demanding the trade, and he's told the front office he doesn't want to be here. He's not reporting to training camp. So now if you're a front office for a team, guess what? If I'm calling Daryl Morey, listen, dude, I'm not giving you 4 first-rounders and multiple pick swaps and an all-star for a guy that doesn't want to be there. So all the leverage that the Sixers had is gone, though.
I agree, but it is still Ben Simmons. He is still thought about very highly.
I understand that.
Across the league. Like, I completely agree with that Pat Bev tweet. You put him alongside those guys in Minnesota, and they're a playoff team.
But here's the thing, Greg. Pat Bev's a friggin' idiot.
I'm not saying he's not.
No. He's an idiot. He's an idiot for that. He's an idiot, and he's an idiot for that friggin' tweet. Because if you're getting Ben Simmons in Minnesota, we're getting one of those friggin' people, if not two.
Yeah. Although I don't want any of those guys. Like if I'm trading him to Minnesota, I don't need anybody a player.
I don't
just
know.
Give me all picks then.
Mhm.
I don't know, because if you look
Jimmy,
at it,
did you not know that, Jimmy?
just-
Jimmy, did you not know Bill was a Celtics fan? Welcome.
Go ahead, Rafi.
No, I'm saying, going back on that Pat Bev tweet where, they listed all, like, if they pair Ben Simmons with, D'Angelo Russell and Carl Anthony Towns or a playoff team. I agree with that too, Greg. But going back on what you said, Ryan, where it might not take, you might have to grab two of those guys. I don't think it comes down to that. I think Anthony Edwards, if you put Anthony Edwards in that package along with picks, I think it gets it done. Easily gets it done.
That's the only
guy. But then you get to keep Russell. You get to keep Russell and you get to keep Carl Anthony Towns, and you pair those guys up. And obviously you're gonna have to trade some cap fillers in there because Edwards doesn't make the same amount of money as Ben does.
Catch the ball.
Shit, Pat Bev might be in that trade.
That's the biggest thing. Because Anthony Edwards isn't making any money. Ben Simmons is making $30 million. So Pat Bev, I think he's making what? I haven't been on the machine in a minute because I thought we were done with the Ben Simmons stuff.
He's up. I think last time I saw, I might be mistaken. I think it's 3 for $30. He signed with the Clippers.
Yeah,
3 for $30.
He's not even on Minnesota.
What do you mean?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's on Minnesota.
Pat
Bev?
Yeah, he's on Minnesota.
You just said Clippers.
No, the Clippers gave him 3 for $30. His contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when he re-upped. It might be 3 for $30. It might be something else, but I know it's a high number.
It's 3 for 30. Well, 3 for 40. He's making $14 million this year.
Yeah, so
he's going to the damn trade. He's going to the freaking trade.
Yeah.
So sorry, Pat Bev. You could be recruiting to Minnesota, but you're going to be recruiting to Philadelphia in a couple.
If you look at Minnesota,
naturally that's where a 13 comes into play, right? You know what I mean? Because that way Minnesota gets to keep some of those guys.
It would be if, say, for example, we get Edwards. It would be Edwards, Pat Bev. What is Edwards making? 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the number 3 pick?
No, number 1.
No, number 1.
You want number 1? Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Number 1, 8 or 9 mil a year.
Yeah, so that and then another throw in, and then
you're gonna have to throw, and then obviously a cap filler again, and then the picks as well. But if I'm Minnesota, like I do that because now I have I don't have to play Russell at the 1. You can play him at the 2 and let Ben run the point.
Oh, if Ben Simmons goes, not to sound like a Minnesota fan, but if Ben Simmons gets paired up with Cat. And let's say D'Lo, right? And Edwards goes elsewhere. They're the most improved team in the NBA. I'm not saying they're winning. I'm not saying they're winning playoff series, but they were bottom. They were like top 3 or bottom 3 team.
Yeah, I mean, again, look what Ben did with Joe, right? I mean those don't lie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's what Joel was saying, and maybe Joel went a little too, went a little, finger heavy today, but. You know what I mean? But like the reality is in the regular season, those stats don't lie for both of them.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
And that still is the reality around the league too. So yeah, while Ben took a little bit of leverage, we still have a top end player that
but if he's not, but if he's come out and said that he's not showing up for training camp, how much leverage do you have?
Make him show up. It's his money he's losing.
But here's the thing, Greg.
But he's got the.
It happens in the NFL all the time. Like it happens all the time.
I understand that, but it's guaranteed money, though. He's already gotten that guaranteed money.
The logic.
You can still fine him. Like you can still fine him for not showing up.
I don't know. Maybe the NFL rocks like that, but I don't know about the NBA though.
The logic of what you're saying, Greg, in a real world, what you're saying is correct. So I want to make that very clear to where what you're saying, the morality of it, what makes sense in just an everyday business. Yes, that makes sense. But unfortunately, the NBA isn't the real friggin' world. The players always have the leverage.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like James Harden, who I know you hate him, but he's a better player than Simmons. Okay? So he commanded out and he had all of the leverage. The Rockets didn't. They had none. Okay, Anthony Davis, who is a better player, I can't stand the Lakers. I don't even like the Pelicans when they had him. but he's a better player than Ben Simmons. When he wanted out, he didn't pout and say, "Oh, I'm not showing up."
Sure
he was
did.
just not really.
He sat out half the year with the Pelicans when he was healthy.
They shut him down, though.
Yes, that was mutual agreement with the team, and at least he showed up. He showed up for half the year. They knew he was supposed to get traded the year prior.
Well, it's the all season. He doesn't have to show up right now anyway.
Well, he has to show up in a couple weeks, Greg.
All right, he'll show up. I guarantee it.
So hold on. You're wanting Ben Simmons to come back to this team and have that elephant in that room all season long?
Yeah, because I want him to.
You're nuts, dude.
I want him to prove us wrong. I want him to show
it's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen in Philly.
Greg,
and here's the reality of it, though, right? I just don't want to miss out on another top pick. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of losing out on all these top picks that we went and tried to get in every sport. Like, we can't keep doing this. You can't build contention. You can't build gold standard winners by continuing to lose and miss on your first round picks.
But you know what you can't have gold standard winners with? A guy who doesn't shoot.
I don't disagree. I think he changes.
Greg,
you've been saying that for 5 years, Greg.
Ralphie, Greg, I love you. This is where the heart-to-heart comes in. I don't understand, for the life of me, why, A, you keep believing in this guy, and two, what, aside from the fan thing, right? You're a fan of him. And I was, okay? If he's a Sixer, I have to be a fan of him. But he's proved to you again and again, and even again, if, say, for example, these rumors are half true. Say he's not saying, "Oh, I'll play for any other team but Philly," but say he wants out. He's showing you, as a fan, what he thinks of you. He's shown, based off of his performance in the last 4 postseasons, one of them he wasn't even friggin' there for. Obviously, in the postseason this year, his antics all throughout social media, his antics with the friggin', "Oh, I'm not going to talk to my teammates. I'm not going to talk to the organization. I'm going to be subtweeting about the fans. I am who I am. It is what it is." He's shown you what he thinks of you. He's shown you what he thinks of his job. If a guy repeatedly, I don't give a damn if he's a first-round pick or if he was picked dead last and he's Mr. Irrelevant. If a guy repeatedly, when he's given all the chances in the world, and who said that? Kendrick Perkins, speaking of Kendrick Perkins, came out, the Sixers gave him, a not so guaranteed commitment. Screw that. You got a max contract. You didn't play for a whole friggin' year. What more do you want? What more do you want? We've got guys.
What does he mean by
around you?
A non-commitment. Non-commitment.
It's ridiculous.
What do you mean by that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know because Joel's the better player than him. What? So you're not going to cater to your best player? Greg, I get it. The best scenario for this team long term, because I don't want to have to move anybody, okay, is for Ben Simmons to wake the hell up. I just don't know what signs you get, and you're not the only one, where you get, Simmons is going to change now.
And I said it before, and I'll continue to say it, he's never failed at something like this that he's failed this recently, right? The game has always come so easy to him that he's never failed and heard the footsteps and heard the brunt of failing like he failed in this offseason, in this postseason, and now at the beginning of this offseason. That changes a guy, normally it changes a guy, right? And I'm just buying in on that changing a guy, and maybe he's got nothing inside of him to change, right? Maybe he is everything that everybody says, right? And it very well all could possibly be true. But when you fail at something that bad and that publicly, and you are the reason you lost, like you look at this postseason, we legitimately probably should have won the NBA championship, all things considered.
Correct.
You know what I mean? Like the way it played out, we probably we're minimum. We're in the finals.
Yeah,
right. We're in the finals.
Yes. Well, maybe at the end of the day, he's not a spotlight guy. Maybe he wants to go to a place where he can get away with this shit, like a Minnesota or a Cleveland or a small market team where nobody's harping on him, right?
I don't disagree. But he
But
goes
as
there.
a fan, you should harp on him.
He goes there and wins, though. And that's what's going to bug me for eternity, is when the next spot he goes, he's going to win. And I would rather have him. He'll win an NBA championship within the next 3 to 5 years on his new team.
But I'll ask you this thing, Greg.
But I would rather have him here and fail in the second round every year than to watch him go and have a parade down somebody else's Broad Street.
I'm sorry, that's your opinion. I get it, but that's friggin' nuts to me. That's nuts because
I don't. But see, that's the thing. Like, I don't think it. And I understand what you're saying, right? But I don't think it. That's why I would rather have that happen, because I don't think it happens. I think he changes. I think he figures it out, and we're the ones, down Broad Street in the next 3 to 5 years.
So why? Let me ask you this: are you saying that it's impossible to win an NBA championship without Ben Simmons?
With the way our roster is currently constructed, yes.
But what if we get some guys? Okay, we don't get Dame, but we get some guys. Say Tyrese becomes a point guard who actually does his job.
Tyrese is going to be involved in any deal that goes with him.
But then you just say you don't buy into any of the reports. Then now you're buying into that report.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've always believed if Ben was dealt, in order to make it enticing for somebody else, because we don't necessarily have all the leverage.
No, but you just said Ben's enticing. Why do I have to attach freaking Tyrese Maxey to that?
Because it's just what the NBA is.
No,
it's going to happen.
No. The only scenario, and I'm even wary of this now, okay? But I'm not going down this alley because I'll deal with it if it ever comes to it. The only avenue where we're getting rid of Ben and Tyrese is if we're getting Damian Lillard. That's the only avenue.
And that's the only avenue I'm trading Ben Simmons.
Well, then you're not trading him then, right? Then he's coming into training camp and he's playing for you.
No, both of them, Ralphie. The only chance I see them both going. I can see Ben going alone. I don't see him going with Maxey. Because why would we do that? Who are we bringing in that's gonna replicate that? That's not Damian Lillard. Who?
That's why I don't trade him.
But if he's not gonna report to friggin' training camp, Greg, you gotta.
He'll report to game 1.
Oh my God. I can't wait for that reaction opening night. Him running out of the tunnel.
He will be gone.
Yep.
I don't like doing I'll stake my entire reputation thing, because people do that too much. It'll be one of the most shocking things I've ever seen if he is around, because he would need to become something.
This is honestly like taking back your girlfriend that cheated on you 5 times in a row.
No, you know what's crazy?
You'll change. You'll change after the 5th guy.
Yeah.
You'll change.
People were laughing
And then the
at me.
6th guy and the 7th guy and the 8th guy.
People were laughing at Tom and I months ago when we even slightly compared this to the Carson Wentz thing. It's worse. It's worse.
Beyond worse.
Because this guy,
at least Carson talked to the front office.
We can't get him in the damn building.
It's the off season. What do you want?
What do you
So
mean?
was Carson. So was Carson in the off season.
Okay, I'll go back a year. It's almost the 1-year anniversary, and it's funny because everyone asked, "Oh, Ryan, when did you flip on Simmons?" Because I've been very, very, it's been very well reported, at least in my mouth. Friggin', he was the most. I enjoyed watching him play basketball or just sports more than anybody else in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would look forward to it because maybe, just maybe, I'm like, hey, we'll watch Simmons actually have an offensive game. And when he does in those handful of games, it's freaking much-watch basketball. Because it's like, oh my God, everything we ever wanted, what we're seeing, right? So I loved everything about Simmons coming out of college, loved everything about him on the game, like everything, right? Not the first alarm. There was a lot of alarms with Simmons. Almost a year ago to the date, Ralphie, you were on the show with Tom and I. It was the first press conference with Dower Morey, introductory press conference. They ask him, hey, where's Tobias? Where's Joel? Where's Ben? Oh, Joel's at the Basim facility. Oh, okay. What about Tobias? The media members is asking it, and Doc and Darrow's answering. Oh, Tobias is, he's in the building too. Joel's in the building. Oh, where's Simmons? Where's Ben? Oh, yeah, we don't know where Ben is. Huh? What? Oh, yeah, we don't know where he is. We haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. Oh, pardon? Pardon? He's
like, I don't get caught up in that. Like, these guys are human beings outside of the outside of the season and anything regulated by the team.
Greg.
Yeah, I get it. Joel Lizard
didn't report to the opening workouts. He was the only guy, and they didn't know where he was.
Right.
It'd be one thing if they, oh yeah, we talked to Ben. He's out with the fam. He's chilling.
Yeah.
No, look right into the camera. I don't know where our former number 1 overall pick, max money, supposedly next LeBron James player is. That's not a little bit alarming?
No, not to me. I don't buy into any of that stuff.
I see it as a red flag.
Ralphie? Outside of Ralphie? Is that alarming? If Anthony
it's pretty bad. It's like Dennis Rodman when he went to Vegas with a playoff game.
No, honestly, Ralphie, Ralphie, I'll turn it to you, okay? When does training camp start? A couple weeks? Month?
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Yeah, because we're almost a month away from opening night.
Media day opens, right? Anthony Davis,
Correct.
he's had...
The NBA never left. Oh,
You're the worst. You know that?
the NBA never left, and now it's back already. Jesus.
It's even closer now because your boy wants to go swimming and not do his damn
The
job.
New Day. Sorry. You said your boys. I said the New Day.
I got you. Ralphie, Anthony Davis, he faced a lot of adversity the last calendar year, right?
Oh, yeah, correct.
Media day, right? They talked to Rob Pelinka, right? He's had a busy offseason, right? A lot of moves. It's like a retirement home out there, but besides
Correct. DeAndre Jordan's on his way. Correct.
I mean, that's just friggin'. I mean, that's hideous. But anyway, I mean, just send us Marcus all now. I mean, you're just burying him. You're burying him out there. Say, for example, they ask, hey, how's Anthony Davis's rehab going? Is he fully healthy? Robbie Pelinka, say LeBron's hanging out next to him. And they both look into the camera and they say, oh, Anthony? Yeah, I haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. I don't know where he's at. You're telling me that's not a little bit concerning for Laker Nation?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because
but I'm not saying that's a completely different scenario because he's injured and he's hurt. There's nothing wrong with Ben. Like, Ben doesn't need to be in this area right now.
There's a lot wrong with Ben. There's a lot wrong with Ben.
Yeah.
Well, yes, that might be debated.
I mean, let's pop down with the nothing wrong with Ben because we might be.
But I'm saying it's not like he's injured. Like I would completely understand and agree that if he's injured and we need the doctors to be continuing to monitor, then yes, he needs to be in town. Outside of that, I don't care that he's here. I'll start caring when he doesn't show up for camp.
Which is about to be in like a week or 2 weeks.
And that's fine.
So if you had to put a percentage chance, everybody, just poll the room, poll the chat. Percentage chance that Ben Simmons, I'm not even going to do the training camp thing, is on the roster playing. He's not a holdout. He's not pulling a Le'Veon Bell. He's playing opening night Sixers. Percentage.
5%. 5%. Greg even knows. Come on, dude. You can't bullshit this.
I know exactly what he's going to say, too.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
He's going to say 75%. And just because I said that, he's going to bump it to 80 just to
that's what I'm thinking.
Just to piss me. No, it's going high.
It's going to be low.
He's going 90. We're in the 90s now.
I had 90 in my head as soon as you started saying the question.
I got to stop.
I
got to stop golfing.
90.
Jeez.
We spend weekends together, Greg. We share. We bond on the golf course. All right, that's the trust tree. And you might leave the trust tree.
Yeah, all right. I'll go back to Florida, golf for 2 days a week.
You're going back anyway. I can't stop you.
No, I truly believe that Daryl Morey isn't going to trade for pennies on the dollar. Regardless of what's happening, Daryl Morey is a smart GM, and he's not going to trade for pennies on the dollar. So he's going to be here. He might get traded at the trade deadline, right? After, maybe potentially he proves that he can shoot the ball and he's a different player. But I'm going 90% that he is here opening night.
90%.
Frank, you go next because I'm gonna say something that's gonna piss some people off.
Man,
people aren't gonna like me after what I have to say. People probably aren't.
It's so tough with all these reports, and then the players coming out conflicting these reports, and he said this, they said that. I don't know what's going on anymore. I just want this drama over with. I want Richard Simmons out of here.
I agree with Bill. I agree with Bill.
Like, I'm gonna go 10%.
Just because there's no such thing, except for, of course, Ben Simmons shooting in the fourth quarter in 4 straight games. There's really no such thing as 0%. Once again, unless you're Ben Simmons in the playoffs in the fourth quarter in the second round.
Yep.
Or just making a dunk or attempting a dunk in the fourth quarter. I'm here all week, by the way. I'm still going. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to say 1% just to give Greg a little hope. I'm just going to say, okay, I'm being positive. I'm going to say 1% he's on the court. Maybe he's playing against us. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe he's on the court, but like on the other team. What's our opening game? Who are we playing? Maybe he'll be there. Like I might bet the house that like he's on the other team instead of us, like on our side. 1% chance. And I think there's a better chance, and this is where the hatred will come towards me. And again, it's not my fault. I don't want this. This is Ben Simmons' fault if this happens. I think there is a better chance that Andrew Wiggins is on the Sixers at the start of the year than Ben Simmons will be.
Woo! Okay.
Winless for Wiggins comes to fruition.
And do I look happy?
We might as well go out and sign Jabari Parker and have all 3 of the draft class as top 3.
What was Jabari? What team was he on?
Bucks. He was with Milwaukee.
Hey, NBA champion. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not. Oh, he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He wasn't on the team.
I don't think he's
where
in
he
the
was
league
drafted.
anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was asking last year.
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Where is he now?
I think he was on the Hawks. I'm not joking.
He's now on Jabari.
He was hurt though most of the year.
Yeah.
He was hurt his entire
career. He's now on Boston. Last
Correct.
season he was with Sacramento.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want Jabari. I don't want Sacramento.
Yeah.
Let me get to some of these comments because they're flying. We appreciate it. Marky Mark. Hey, Marky Mark. He says, Greg thinks Ben is going to pull in Ertz. I say everything is great. He is great. He apologizes to the organization. Ralph?
I just don't see that.
I hear. See, Young Doss is on my side. Yes, let's go.
As much as I hate it, I think he's going to be here. Morey isn't going to settle. It's going to be a freak show of a season, man. The house is going to boo the hell out
absolutely.
of him.
And why would you want that?
It'll be the loudest
why would you want that
boos.
elephant in the locker room every
Exactly.
time you pull up to the Wells Fargo Center as a player? Why would you want that?
Yes, Chris. Yes, Chris.
Hey, Chris Dreamer, I don't want him either. I'm just telling you, what do I think is more likely to happen? Again, I hope I'm dead wrong. Young Das also says Rich Paul can make Ben feel like he has leverage, but he doesn't. This is still in our court. I disagree. I disagree.
I get it.
The leverage is always on the player's court by default.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it continues to go further and further
Once
away.
the agent gets into it,
The only
No, you're right though, especially in the NBA.
Right.
The only time a player doesn't have leverage is if he flat out friggin' sucks. And listen, Simmons sucked in the playoffs, but he doesn't suck.
Right.
I have to be real with that.
He just sucks at key moments.
Bill Middlebrook says, question, forget the players, draft picks, etc. Where do you think Ben plays next? I say Knicks.
You say Knicks?
No. I'm Bill. I have Wiggins coming here, so I'll say I've been on the Minnesota kick for the last 4 months.
It's tough though because you have to, and I get Bill's question right, but you have to factor in players, picks, and everything because you have to factor in,
Yo, he doesn't have a no trade clause, right?
No.
All right. Well, you want to go to California?
I don't know why anybody that makes a buttload of money would want to go to California. I mean, you just want to give away, or New York, right? You want to give away half your salary. Go for it, please.
Yeah. Jimmy, I need you to listen to me, Jimmy. I don't want it. I'm not calling for it. I've been calling for 20 trades. That ain't one of them. I'm just telling you. Watch out for it.
He's on the Sixers.
I think a sleeper team to trade for him that nobody's talking about is another California team, and that's Sacramento.
And I'm also thinking Sacramento.
You know what?
Who's not talking to him? You and Ryan have made 700
me
trade scenarios over
we did make a bunch of trade scenarios.
Like, I mean, how many times have we gotten Buddy Hield and Marvin Bagley?
To be fair, we did bring up Sacramento.
I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about the general perspective on this.
Perspective
about Sacramento.
I don't know.
It's been such a logical destination. We've been talking about it on this show, on every show. That's where like the De'Aaron Fox and the Buddy Hield and the Marvin Bagleys and the Harrison Barnes like
for saying that.
Ralphie,
who cares what the reporters say?
First off, shame on you, Ralphie, because you should know this. You've been in the freaking trenches with me with the trade machine, so you should know better. Second of all,
I was there.
Second of all, forget this show, forget anything that's happened on this platform. The number one trend on Twitter this entire afternoon before the hell of the tornadoes was literally Ben Simmons Sacramento.
But no one's talking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Reality Ralph, no one's talking about it.
That's what I'm saying, though. You want to go to top.
What you're saying.
That's not what you're saying.
What I'm saying is you want to go to the top 3 California teams, right? Well, if I'm the Sixers, I say fuck it. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you to Sacramento.
You're gonna go to the Jam Brady of the California NBA teams. Go to Sacramento.
You know where I'm gonna send them, Ralphie?
You want to go to California so bad?
Yeah, no, I mean the Lakers have nothing for us. I mean, so you're not getting them. So I don't ever want to hear that.
I don't. Yeah. No
even though I would love, I was gonna say I would love for you to deal with the chaos, but everything would be great because Ben's friends are there and he's gonna be great. And he's like the 5th friggin' option. It's disgusting. I won't watch the league if that happens. I'll be done.
I'm already there, so you're.
Well, you've been there. You've been there. I don't give a damn what the team is, and I hear you, Greg. Like sanity-wise, I don't want to trade him to a team where they're going to win the title. But really, I can't worry about that. I want to trade him where I can get the best return. So if the best realistic return is Sacramento and we can get Halliburton and Hield and Marvin Bagley, then sure.
Greg, that's what you're gonna get to, dude. I'm telling you.
He's in friggin'
just gone.
I think you're in Los Angeles because you're in friggin' La La Land. I mean, what do you think we're getting? And I know, he's never leaving. He's a god. Oh, he's the greatest. In the one,
never said
Greg once primed Chris Webber when he was at Sacramento.
I love these C-Web.
He went Jason Williams.
Greg, you're throwing 90% out there, Greg. You kind of said it.
I didn't know. I didn't say he was a god, though. I just think he's going to be here.
You think he's still going to get better, Greg?
I do, because I think he's going to improve. He's still young.
So you think he's going to stay and he's going to get better?
Yes.
That's basically calling him a god.
No, a god we wouldn't be having this conversation if he was a god.
No, you know if we didn't have this conversation? If he did his job in the playoffs, Greg.
I don't disagree with you. And if he was a god, because he would have done his job in the playoffs.
No, that's not a god. That's a professional. That's not a god. That's a professional.
I got cheated on 5 times. Let's bring him back for a 6th time.
Yeah.
She was fun.
He'll change.
Yeah. He'll change.
She was fun. Friggin' nuts.
Yeah. Workout video. Let's lure us in.
She's showing up to my front door with a baseball bat, but she was fun. Come on back in.
She teased me some more.
Meanwhile, not only can you come back in, but I'm going to pay you friggin' $200 million to shoot a basketball. Actually, no, you don't have to shoot. You can pretend that you're going to shoot or pretend you're going to dunk. That's what Ben Simmons is. Great.
By the way, I just watched a video of a guy jumping off of a ladder.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Onto a trampoline that was replaced with barbed wire.
Jesus. Was that superhuman?
Huh?
Is that superhuman?
No, it's not Superhuman Freak.
I love how everybody just knows who that is now.
That guy is incredible. I love that guy.
Well, that's going to be me in a couple weeks, Greg.
For all the juggalos and the juggalettes. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
I love them videos.
Oh, my God, my arm. Holy crap. You jumped on a microwave with Legos on top of it. No shit, your arm hurts.
He just elbow dropped the microwave, dude.
Jimmy, I do agree with that, and there is no debating that also. It's just they're 2 and 3 on the list.
Completely agree, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Other than Simmons, I mean, it's still with Simmons, but a guy who I believe, I don't think there's any such thing as a free pass, especially if you haven't won a title yet. But someone who I believe, has full carte blanche to say whatever the hell he wants, whenever he wants. The big man, somebody who actually did, for the most part, I mean, he did have 7 or 8 turnovers in Game 7, but, we'll go past that because Lacey shot the ball. Joel Embiid.
Ben.
Don't butt Ben me. Somebody had one leg. Somebody didn't shoot. You want to play patty cake. One guy had one leg. The other guy didn't shoot.
Oh, my gosh. This is hysterical. Sorry.
What did he jump off a building now?
No, they have Lori Laughlin as the director of admissions for Bishop Sycamore.
Oh my God.
Send me that, please. You know where that'll be going. Thank you, Greg. Joel, he had some thoughts on social media this morning, and it started off really good. Like, I would say everyone in the fan base was like, yeah, say more. And then he said something again, and he's like, yeah, keep going. And then he said something else, and then people were like, wait, stop it. No, like it just divided the league in half, or the fan base in half.
Yeah, probably.
So he started off at 10:01 a.m. this morning, replying to a report via NBA Central stating, and I quote, "The Sixers reportedly had to pick between Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Quote, the Simmons-Embiid rift had been escalating, a person with knowledge of the situation told USA Today Sports." His response was, and I quote once again, "Sources, trust me, bro. Stop using my name to push people's agendas. I love and hate drama. I love playing with Ben. Stats don't lie. He's an amazing player, and we all didn't get the job done. It's on me personally. I hope everyone is back because we know we're good enough to win." Great. Anyone have an issue with that?
If I'm a Sixers fan, the last part. The last part.
What, everyone? Hope everyone is back because we want
everyone's back.
I hope everyone's back. I hate the freaking guy, but I want it. Ralphie, the easiest path for our sanity is Greg's right. He comes back. He's awesome. He's a professional. And we actually get past the second round, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
That's what I want, because I don't think we're getting Dame right now because he's being a professional and he's not pouting, at least for right now. That could change in the day. But everyone cool with that? Everyone agree with what he's saying?
Mm-hmm.
Showing leadership,
yeah,
diffusing things. I mean, he's going after NBA Central, which I love.
Yeah.
And he's taking accountability. And he goes on. 4 minutes later. "From my own experience, y'all have no idea how much this media makes up stuff for followers, and shame on you for believing them." So that goes with Greg's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fake news. And for the most part, I agree.
Yep.
Then we get into some stuff.
Yep.
Then it starts getting a little itchy. We all thought he was done for the day, but 23 minutes later, he comes back for more. I'm driving. I almost drive off the road when I see this. Quote, "I haven't forgotten, but 2 years ago, I got booed. People in Philly wanted me to be traded. I even shushed them. Only the real ones didn't, but I just put in the work that offseason to make me better because I knew I wasn't playing up to my potential." Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Then he finishes off with, "Philly fans, you also got to be better." All right, we'll get back to that. And then he retweets the age-old Joe Giglio WIP.
Yep.
One guy out of the city saying, "Get this bum out of the city. I don't care for him anymore. He's worthless. He's fat. I don't want him on my team." That's one idiot. We were ripping that guy when it happened in the moment, and that was 2/11/2020. So that was way before the MVP year, and we said, okay, that guy's an idiot. Then he finished off the tweeting barrage at 10:41, and he said, "For clarity, I love the criticism. I love when I'm told I can't do something. It makes me work harder to prove everyone wrong."
Yeah, but that's him, though.
But not everyone is built like that. I just want to ask you, is that a little shot at Ben?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Greg?
I don't think it's a shot. I just think it's the reality, right? I mean, like that's what it is. But maybe it's hearing that from your leader that again goes into changing what someone is or what they have been.
This is where I disagree with you, though. Sure, this was on Twitter, but how many times has he said pregame, postgame, regular season, playoffs, offseason, regular season, etc.? We need you to shoot, Ben. We need you to play aggressive. How many times has he said that? He said that a lot.
Danny
right?
Green was screaming at Ben to shoot the ball.
I don't disagree with any of that. I completely agree with you.
So it's not like the first time he's ever been questioned.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
And it won't be the last time because he's still going to be here.
Now, where do you fall on the Philly fans? Y'all got to be better. Because
I tend to agree with them.
You're not in the status to – like, do you feel like the fans did anything wrong in the playoffs? Were we out of line? Did we boo him?
No. I think in general, because, it's funny, too, because, we sit there and everyone loves this song, you hate us, we don't care, right? But as soon as you say something about Philly fans, though, they care, right? They get all butthurt, they get all defensive, and you can't say anything about us. But yet we continue to lose. We continue to miss out on high draft picks because we run them out beforehand, or we're just insufferable to where they can't flourish. Like the Philly curse of people going to other cities. I'm not saying and excelling. I'm not saying that's all on the fans, right? That is not what I'm saying. But there is something to that theory and to that notion. Again, I'm not saying it's all fan driven, but there's something to it.
I will say, because I'm glad you brought up that hideous freaking song, and like it was cool for like 30 seconds when Kelsey did it in the parade speech. Like that was fine. It was cool when the Union did it. It was like a viral video on Twitter back in like 2013 or something stupid. But it's the most fraudulent song, maybe in sports history, maybe in history, because, and that's not a shot at Philadelphia, because to literally sing and scream, "We don't care." Number one, that's wrong, and number two, that's even further. That's more than wrong. Like we do care, Philadelphia, and that's not a bad thing that we care, because I would argue some of the worst fan bases are the fan bases that don't care.
Mm-hmm.
We make fun of those fan bases. We make fun of those markets. So I hate that song because in a way it sends the wrong message. It's okay to care. It's great to care because there's a lot of GMs and ownership groups and players in other lower level markets in any sport that wishes they had the fan base that care. Listen, we're nuts. We're absolutely nuts. We're going crazy. We're doing
at the end of the day, we're the most passionate fans, And
yes. And that comes,
says a Laker fan.
He's 3/4 of the way there.
Sorry, I had to give it to him.
I was thinking it, so you're fine. It comes with a lot of pros and a lot of cons. So if that, like the Philly fans, you got to be better. If that's directed at the one idiot on WIP from last year who says, "Oh, screw this guy, I want him out," and all of the overreaction things, then yeah.
Well, I mean, that is completely. I mean, have you listened to the dial? Jesus,
I don't.
Yeah. I have it because every time I do, my ears bleed. Like when I get in the car the next day after a Phillies game, and then I got to listen to those 30 seconds of whatever is on. Like my ears bleed. Like it is complete garbage on the dial, and that's why you should obviously listen to us because we go up on 3 hours on a Wednesday night and spit nothing but facts to you. The dial and the people who call into the dial are complete lunatics.
And we're lunatics too, because
we are lunatics. There's no question about it.
We're doing upwards of a 3-hour show during Tornado Friggin' Valley, talking about Joel Embiid Twitter posts. So we are insane also. So full transparency.
Yes, we just present our insanity in different ways.
Yes, and self-awareness is very important. Something that Ben Simmons doesn't have, but I
absolutely.
I just don't. Again, do we need to be better at times? Yes, but when people say Philly fans need to be better, they don't do it the proper way.
Right.
And
No,
this
I agree with that. Yes.
Like instead, when people say, "Oh, Philly fans are trash, they're garbage humans," all that, they go to the Santa Claus thing.
Exactly.
From
Yeah.
Instead, or the one guy, and even though, and again, he's an idiot.
Or they go to the Michael Irvin. Oh, you booed Michael Irvin when he got injured. Like, do you realize? Like there was context to that, right? You know what I mean? Like,
or more recently, and again, one idiot, but it happened. It seemed like every NBA arena in the playoffs.
Yep.
The one idiot who threw popcorn on Russell Westbrook, which we were all live on the show.
Popcorn, bro. Grow up.
Say that again.
I said it's popcorn. Grow up. You should have opened your mouth and got a handful.
Were you the guy?
No, I just think it's now. Yeah, absolutely, a complete idiot did it. But yeah, I mean,
it's not the worst thing in the world. No,
it's popcorn, bro.
Nah, he might have been a little hungry. It's fine.
I know. I love popcorn.
But if
trying to go make some, but we're still live.
I'm going to now keep us on. You're stranded, just like we are with the Ben Simmons situation. I'm going to keep going. When the biggest thing, if you want to take shots at Philly fans, you can just go right back to, I believe it was 2015, 16. The bracelets for Flyers fans when they threw it on the ice for Ed Snyder.
Yeah.
That is the definition of garbage. That's the definition of disrespectful. That's the definition of just absolute atrocity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. If you want to talk about the beer bottle, again, one guy, but the beer bottle being thrown at Ryan Howard back in, I believe, what was it, 2013, 2014?
Yeah.
Like, that you can say. But just, again, it's Danny Green, right? He says the same thing. And that makes me think Ben Simmons is saying the same thing because he goes to it, right? And everything's about him. And now Joel's saying it.
Keys is absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Keys.
Yes, he is.
We love to say we don't care until we get someone that says something about us, and then we care very, very much.
We always care. We're like the angry dog on the other side of the door. We watch the first takes. We watch all these. We watch the Undisputeds because just in case they have the Eagles going a couple wins less than what we believe, oh my God, we crush. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, how dare you? You hate Philly. It's like, or they just don't think they're very good. Or they know because we do care, hey, if I just say the word Philadelphia.
Clickbait.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I just don't buy into, hey, the fans need to be better when the players didn't show up, right? I was at game 2. Simmons was peak struggle during that Atlanta Hawks series, that game. Every time he had the ball, constant cheers. Every time he went to the foul line, constant cheers. When he missed one, the fans didn't start to boo. They cheered louder. When Joel Embiid went off for 40-plus points, he was, speaking of God, there was not one fan, unless you were a Atlanta Hawks fan, that was sitting down not applauding. So I don't know what's so hard about it. If we boo you, if we are hard on you, that's because of one thing. We expect more from you. So I don't know where we were wrong here. Did we boo Markelle Fultz out of the city? No, we cheered for him when he was a 3-year-old whenever he made a jump shot, let alone a 3-point shot. We waited over 2.5 years for Joel Embiid to show up. And then the second he was here, it was like, oh my God, he's, you know what I'm saying? It was the crowning achievement.
Yep.
And also, do Sixers fans need to be better when we've led the league in attendance and we still went to games when they were in the process?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree there. Like, I mean, it's tough to say, you know, entirely. Like, yes, is there instances, yes, where we need to be better? Sure, but don't sit here and act like you were here also for the process years, right? And us sticking around, you know, and being available to the fan, you know, to this team, when we sit there and lost, you know, 70 games a year. Like, come on.
I hate going to this because this is the extreme scenario. But I wonder if Joel Embiid or Simmons or any of these guys, Danny Green's, they asked Allen Iverson because he went through the ringer here. He got every piece of what this fan base was, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything.
Yep.
He started with us. He went through it all, right?
Yep.
That guy is a god in this city, and he never won a title. He was only there once.
Mm-hmm.
But you know why he was a god? Because every single night, he gave it everything he took. Didn't give a damn about practice, but he gave everything he had. From the second he couldn't even do it anymore. So you look at those examples. It's not hard to figure us out. And I'm not saying that because I am one. It's not that hard. If you give everything you have, and it's not glaring that you're doing something that isn't your job, if anyone else has anything else to say that's beyond that, then I think it's crazy, to be honest. But I'll read a couple of these comments. We'll touch on the Phils, and then we'll get the hell out of here. Let me see. Benny's Nation said, did we drive Wentz out, or did that take place when Howie drafted Jalen? I think it was both.
Yeah, I think it was more.
I think it was the love affair with a backup quarterback. It was. It wasn't just it wasn't just one guy.
No.
God bless you, by the way.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, it was a love affair with a backup quarterback. This city has always loved backup quarterbacks, right? Regardless of who it was. So yeah, I mean, there's multiple people to be involved in that one, but I definitely don't think the fans helped any. And then also Carson did help himself by playing absolute horseshit that year. So,
but to your point, Greg, did Carson do his job? No. Did Howie and the organization pretty much undermine Carson Wentz?
They pretty much did. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Whether they say they did or not, they did.
And again, he's no longer our issue, so I'm not sticking up for the guy.
Right.
But you can argue the fan base was a bit unfair with Carson because they were out on him the second Nick Foles did what he did. And I get it. You win his title, things change. Allegiances go to elsewhere. Completely understand. But there was a big chunk of this fan base that went from okay, let's see what Foles has. And let's see what Carson has to, okay, let's throw Carson Wentz out. Let's throw him. He stinks. When he put the team on his back, in 2019, obviously, and he came back way too early in 2018 because he cared.
Because Nick Foles sucked.
Yes. Right. And two, because Nick Foles will never lose a game ever again.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you can argue, Eagles fans, you could have been better here.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and it's not our problem anymore. But to Benny's question, I completely agree. It was both. And he also says, but can a fan base get behind a quarterback when it's apparent the organization does not believe in him? Yeah, because I'll just tell you, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. I've spent the last 6 years going against everything this organization has said. You know what I'm saying? I have to. How many times does an organization do something?
To Benny's point, though, the Philadelphia Eagles are a completely different animal in the sense of you're never going to get attendance because of they only play 8 home games a year. You're never going to get a drop in attendance like you do at Flyers, Sixers, and Phillies games. Yeah. Right? So when the teams play like shit, like the Phillies had all year, and no one showed up to the game. Like when I was there last Friday, and there was a group of guys that were from Indiana that were doing a stadium tour, right? They came into town. They're like, why is nobody here? Are the Eagles playing across the street? We're like, no, they're 2 hours away. They're like, oh my God, no one's here. I said, yeah, it's just because the product up until now doesn't bring anybody out to the ballpark, right? So unfortunately, though, the Eagles are a different machine, and that stadium will always be packed regardless of what the front office does.
Yeah,
so for the fans to sit there and try and send a message to Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman by not going, there's
70,000 people.
Right.
There's always going to be 75,000 people
and
there.
the only way, I think the closest way that we saw a message being sent to Jeff Lurie was when Chip Kelly was under his madman control. that game leading up to his firing, I think it was like the game before, that mass exodus of fans leaving, at least during the third quarter, the look on Jeff's face up in that box shows that, all right, this team does. I mean, the fans don't believe in this Chip Kelly chicanery anymore. So things need to be done.
And Jeffrey
Keys, I like that thought process there, brother.
Yeah, I'll read that off in 1 second.
I definitely tend to agree with that one.
Jeffrey, his response, Frank, was, "Oh, okay, I'm going to do the exact opposite, and I'm going to have allegiance to Howie and nobody else because Howie was before Chip, and I'm never going to make that mistake ever again." So you're right with that. Key says, "I also think what Embiid is doing is trying to show other guys around the league he will have his guys back, even against the fans, which may sway a guy to come here. Embiid is a smart guy." Yeah, and also I think he's trying to diffuse the situation.
Yeah,
that's all that was.
Peacemaker.
Yeah,
that's all today was.
And again, it goes back to, I guess a couple weeks ago when Tori was on with us, or I guess it was me, Tom, and Tori. We were and oh my God, how Ben didn't say happy birthday to or Joel didn't say happy birthday to Ben, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, again, this was Joel jumping out, taking a couple of grenades, in the media, kind of having his guys back, to Keys' point. And just making sure that, hey, I still want you here. He very well might not want him here, right? You know what I mean? Like, he very well might not, but he's playing that long game. He's playing that I'm the leader. This is our team. This is, something that we built. Let's go.
No, and that, Greg, I fully believe in, to where, again, I wouldn't want him here, but a guy who has spent the last, 4 years with Ben, played alongside of him, he's the first one to know who Ben Simmons really is and what he has in him. It's just about, okay, how much hope does he still have in Ben Simmons to where if it clicks, because that's the thing I keep saying, I can't friggin' stand the guy, all right? But if in some chance it clicks, I know where we're going.
Exactly.
But I don't think the click comes, right?
And you're not wrong for thinking that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And I completely understand and sometimes buy into that thought process as well. I'm to the point where I'd rather continue to lose with Simmons than watch him win somewhere else.
I'll go one step above you. I'm not even waiting for the click, right? If he is half of what if he is what he is in the regular season, which we know what we get, that's good, right? Mm-hmm. Borderline All-NBA player, NBA All-Star, great, fine. If he is half of what he's supposed to be in the playoffs, right? If he just plays aggressive, if he just makes his free throws, you're going to the title.
Yeah.
That's how that do you understand like my peak insanity with that?
You shoot 50% from the free throw line. We're probably going to the NBA title.
That's why
we're going to the NBA finals. And I completely agree with the frustration. You know what I mean? Like, there's me wanting him back doesn't excuse what happened. I've just moved on.
And again, I'm envious of that. But
you know what I mean? And yeah, you and other guys haven't been able to move on yet.
No, and again, that goes back to some are more insane than others. You are more sane.
or I'm just equally as insane, just on the other side of the diagram.
I was trying to give you some credit, but what you just said is absolutely right.
No, I'm a lunatic.
You said it, not me, even though I don't disagree. It's that we were so close, right? You could say we weren't close because we were 2 friggin' rounds away from it. We didn't even get to the ECF, let alone the full championship. If you did your job a little bit more, you're beating the Hawks in 5. You're not getting a 7. You have a really good shot against the Bucks. I don't give a damn. I understand they won the title, but you could have beat the Hawks. You could have beat the Bucks.
I mean, Giannis was hurt.
And Giannis was hurt too.
Giannis was hurt. So that to me was the game changer, right? You know what I mean? Like, that was we were bench shooting 50% from the free throw line from being in the NBA final just because Giannis was hurt. And what did we say all year? We want Milwaukee because we match up defensively very well with Milwaukee. Now, that series very well could have turned out the same. Milwaukee goes on, still wins the title, right? But we all as fans all thought and had the understanding that we matched up very well, because I think it was true that we could run guys at Giannis, especially if he's not 100%.
Yep. So that's how close we were. So I'm not asking him to be LeBron. I'm not asking him to be Giannis light. I'm asking him to do his job.
Keys, I don't disagree that it definitely comes off as he doesn't care about the game at all, right? But I also don't think you get to this level of I guess stardom, right? You don't get to this level without having something inside of you. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where, I'm hoping that fire gets burning, because you're absolutely right. On the outside, he's just there for the money. He's just there for the show. He's just there for, the Kardashians. Like, I completely understand and agree. But we also don't see, that side in the locker room, that side in meetings, that side with the teammates. You know what I mean? We don't see all that. And that's what I buy into.
Keys, I've said this for like 3 years. I think he's a victim of his own greatness. I'm not going to do the whole he doesn't love the game, because I think that gets thrown around too much. I'm not saying you're saying that. I think he's been enabled his entire life. He's arguably one of the most gifted freak athletes in this game. I think he is, honestly, because he's always been that. Like, Giannis didn't come into the league like that. He worked and he didn't leave the gym for 2 years, right? Like, he became that. The day Ben Simmons showed up at LSU, you just knew, oh, this guy's a different specimen. Yep. You could argue as soon as he got off the plane from Australia, it's like, oh, this guy's a different specimen. So that's why I always talk about he has so much at his disposal, but he has done so little with it.
I compare it to guys like, Bobby Abreu, right? Manny Ramirez, guys that the game was that easy to, that they make the game that easy to themselves that it comes off that they don't care and that they don't love it, right? And I'm not saying either of those guys didn't love it, but the game, and to your point, Rod, like, up until now, the game had come so easy to the guy because he was such, such a freak, right? Like LeBron, right? I hate the guy, but the game, because of his size and his skill set, the game is so easy to LeBron, right? And that's kind of where, that whole thing comes into play. Now, LeBron shows it a lot differently, right? To where you don't necessarily question that, but the game is so easy to some guys like that.
Well, there's one trait that those guys, the LeBrons, the Giannis's, the Embiids, I'll bring it back home with that. A bunch of these guys at the top of the leagues, they have that Simmons either does not have, which I don't believe he has, or, to Greg's point, hasn't flashed yet. And that's the ability to maximize on your potential. That's the thing that just Simmons hasn't tapped into. And arguments you could say, if not, he's not tapped into it. He's actually going in reverse in some things. But that's the biggest thing. He has so much. So yeah, like, do you have to have passion to be able to go to LSU and be a number 1 overall pick in the NBA? Like, yeah, you have to care a little bit. But I just think it was the perfect recipe of absolute freak of nature, physical specimen coming out of Australia. His father was already in the basketball world. He was paired with the right people. He knew the right people. He got on the right path, and everything became so easy to him. He's been enabled his entire life. He's never
he's been babied, and we didn't help.
Yes. No, and we
absolutely, Evan.
And we babied him his entire career. He was babied at LSU. He had a freaking documentary
as he should have been, right? I mean, when you're that, again, when you're that good and up until you get to the NBA, that is all fine and good. Yes. The NBA is where it should have stopped.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the greats, they click. Either they were supposed to be great and they did it and they got better and they built on it, or even the guys, like, I'll use Jimmy Butler, for example. And I know that's a touchy name in this city, but, like, he wasn't supposed to be anything.
He was a dime a dozen guy coming out of, Marquette, right? That's what he was a dime a dozen guy. He just worked his tail off to become more than a dime a dozen guy.
Mm-hmm.
But there's 75 Jimmy Butlers in every NBA draft. It's just none of them ever pan out to be what Jimmy Butler did.
Because 74 out of the 75 don't have it.
Don't disagree.
That's the issue. I could go on for hours about this, but I'll cut it here. That way Greg can go have his popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, got laundry to do still. I mean, come on.
It's very busy. He's very busy. He's very
busy guy.
Very busy.
Got to make a bed. Just, I mean, laundry day. I mean, and then we go 3 hours just without notes, because that's just what we do.
That's what we do. I'll answer this and then we'll get out of here, just because it's a perfect tease. Because again, I don't know if you guys heard it. If you didn't hear it, next Monday night we have both of the guys in the chat during the Flight Zone time slot. So what is that, 9:30?
That will be 9:30 because I produced the show before it, and I help set up along with Ralph sets up the show after. So yeah, it's 9:30.
So what you're saying is 9:30.
So what I'm saying is 9:30. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Monday night. What's the full roster? Let me just give you the full roster. That way
who's partaking in this fantasy football league?
So it'll be the second annual A2D Fantasy Football League that is going to begin with a live fantasy draft, 9:30 Monday night, led by Andy Ritter, who is going to be the commissioner.
Boy.
Everybody. Yeah, see, I'm just going to have him pressing. He's just going to be pressing buttons.
And the reigning champ, Greg.
Oh, yeah, Greg, you are.
The reigning champ, the defending champ.
It happens.
The participants, Team Arnone, Tom Arnone, myself, Ralphie, Jimmy, Evan, Frank, Peter Evans, and reigning champion, Greg Malakovic. So that'll be next week, fam. I know everybody enjoyed it last year when we did it. I'm bringing it right back to you. So that's next Monday night, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, right here on A2D Radio. Do we have anything else, family? Anything else?
Nope.
I'm
good to go.
Stay safe out there, everybody, by the way.
Yes.
Been a rough 24
Yes,
hours.
definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely stay safe.
Affected. Obviously, prayers to everybody who was affected.
Mm-hmm.
Stay safe out there, because it looks like, at least our area, it looks like we're through the rough parts of it. But obviously, you got the flash flooding. Then
Don't worry, Jimmy. I'll have my popcorn, brother.
You've got the flash flooding. Then tomorrow, you've got all the we'll be finding out all the remnants of stuff. So
Yeah.
our thoughts with everybody who was affected, obviously, and stay safe. Shout out to everybody who's been watching us. This was a lot of fun. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we had some kind of agreement, Greg. We're both insane. You're insane for one reason. I'm insane for another with the Simmons.
Sure. Sorry.
Michael Malone.
Michael.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I clicked on YouTube to see. I forgot I turned my volume up because it's first time on air. You know what I mean? And I clicked to just check in and see how many likes we had before we logged off. And I see we got 70 likes. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's a decent night. I would have liked some triple digs, but the first video that came up on the feed was, thanks, Molly. Appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, Molly.
First video was the good old Michael Malone with a douche rocket.
Nuggets fans are still yelling at us in those comments, by the way. They are
It's
not
amazing.
happy.
It's got 12K views, so we'll take it.
Listen, I can't complain. Shout out to everybody who's obviously rocking with us throughout the entire night. We appreciate you all. Thank you to everybody who joined, the new members.
Yeah, we got a couple new members tonight. Woo!
Yes, welcome. We appreciate it. Again, if you guys want to become
load
members,
up this weekend.
Yeah,
Full slate,
football, right?
full slate of college football.
Yeah.
I know Nate and the guys are going to be ready to fire.
Yep. Stay tuned for Nate and all the shows, obviously, throughout the week. But we got Nate on Sunday mornings. And again, stay tuned next week. Debuting our Eagles Game 1 live reactions. We're going to be with you every Sunday, every time there's a game. Sometimes it's Sunday night.
Yeah.
You
don't know who's going to be on. So,
shout out to all of y'all. And again, if you want to obviously join us, be a new member, it's in the description. It's always on the channel. You got obviously free picks from Money Pop Podcast, free fantasy advice from Willie Vegas, free jersey giveaways, free obviously discounted A2D merch. You're going to be able to be on the new Around the Horn segment with Nate and Tom coming soon. We got a lot of stuff coming for the football season. So if you want to get on it, it's always a possibility for you guys. But also shout out to all of our sponsors, especially our two main sponsors for the show tonight. We're always brought to you by, and we're always happy to support the Counseling Center and Sunrise Detox. If you need help or if you know anyone who needs help, please call 856-651-8117. That's 856-651-8117. Also, our main show sponsor, our main poll question sponsor, and also the main sponsor to the Hockey Happy Hour. I know, Jesse, you were asking earlier, new airtime, new obviously air date. That's every Tuesday at 8 p.m., Frank?
8, yes.
So they went from Thursday at 10 to Tuesday at 8. They're the main sponsor for the Hockey Happy Hour. And if you use the promo code A2D at bodycheckwellness.com, you get not 20%, but you get 25% off your order. So shout out to everybody. What is he saying? Wait, live Sunday football, Don?
Oh, yeah. We're doing live reactions to every Eagles game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen, we know how much you guys love the Sixers stuff, watching us and all of our pain, and we're Ralphie laughing at our pain. And we figured out we'll bring it to the football season for you.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us, fam. Greg's got to go eat the popcorn. Ralphie, I don't know what Ralphie's going to go do. But for Ralph Delavecchio, for Frank Vespi, for Greg Milakwick, for Nate Moss, for Tom Arnone, for Noah Eaton, for all of y'all, for all of us, I'm Ryan Brodo. Frank, anything else?
Go Birds!
I didn't say it. He did.